comes to a close. A season of firsts, a season of learning that has given Flames Nation a glimpse of what is to come, and also an emotional day for the seniors. The final time they get to step onto the turf at Williams Stadium. Brett McGibbon here, welcoming you to Lynchburg, Virginia, site of today's game as the Liberty Flames take on the Norfolk State Spartans. So glad that you're joining us here in Studio B. Brett McGibbon here alongside DJ Jordan, Pat Kelly, and Matt Kamari. And great opportunity for the Flames today to go either 5-7 or 6-6. You guys as players, what's kind of the difference emotionally and in your mind between those two different records?
Well, going into off-season conditioning and off-season training is very hard, very brutal. Going in with a 6-6 record, you've laid that foundation for your first season at FBS. And that's a great way to start because in the future schedules, they don't get any easier. Got Syracuse coming in and everything. So these guys with a 6-6 record compared to a 5-7, really looking good for offseason and moving into next year.
These players doubted at the beginning of the year by many, myself included. You look at the schedule, ODU, Troy, those were two games that were really written off as a loss. And those were games that these players were able to step up and win. So if you would say at the end of the season that they could finish 6-6, I think it would have been a surprise to a lot of people. Definitely a confidence boost for these players.
You're right. I'm with you. I had doubts as well. But going into this offseason, it's important to have that 6-6 record. It's better for bragging rights. We're talking about a lot of young kids who know a lot of other guys who are playing in other programs, and it's really important for them to have that. It's also good for recruiting in Tidewater to end your season against a team from Tidewater and end up 6-6.
Well, let's focus now on today's game with our impact players. And Matt, you're looking at the linebacker, the redshirt junior here, Nigel Chavis.
Nigel Chavis, 6'2", 230, really good with his hands off the line of scrimmage. Norfolk State plays a 3-4 defense. He's the linebacker who's walked up on standing straight up or standing up. And if these tackles for Liberty, if they get lazy in their pass sets, he's going to make them hurt with the way he can use his hands, the way he chases down plays from the backside.
Pat, first time for you bringing out two players and also that sweet stash of yours here. You're just getting over anxious.
Really excited about two guys today, and that's Frankie Hickson and AGG. Each of these guys are on pursuit for 1,000 yards for the season. Frankie Hickson needs 68 yards to surpass 1,000 yards. He has 10 touchdowns on the year. He's really been good so far. AGG is a guy who needs 34 yards for 1,000 yards for the season. Buckshot Calvert's clear #1 option. Another reason that I pick these two guys, I hear they can both grow great mustaches, so that'll be interesting to see.
It's got to be better than yours.
That's impossible.
Hey, talk to me about the seniors here. What's this day like for them? In the sense you've been here for 4 years, perhaps 5. Is it a day where you kind of look back at your entire career in one day?
Yeah, I'm the oldest guy on this table right now. I'm really old. I'm not as old as Joe Yock, though. But I remember my last game like it was yesterday, and these guys will remember this for the rest of their life. Many of them will never play football ever again. So it's a very emotional day. It's really important for them to end with a victory today. This is a special class. They have a conference championship. They also had some big wins against teams like Baylor.
Like you said, an emotional day for these seniors. Final time they step onto the turf as college football players. Make sure you stay with us. Matt Warner, Joe Yock with a call when we come back.
We're told that's Williams Stadium. A foggy, smoky day here in Lynchburg for the season finale as the Liberty Flames get set to take on the Norfolk State Spartans. And with that, we welcome you up into the booth. I'm Matt Warner alongside former North Carolina and CFL wide receiver Joe Yock. And Joe, regular season finale, final game for Liberty in this inaugural FBS season. They sit here with 5 wins, a chance to get number 6 today. How important is it for them to finish the year at 500?
Yeah, it's always important to finish strong, Matt, and especially with a lot of good recruits here today. You want to put on a good performance for them. AGG getting ready to try to hit 1,000 yards. Frankie Hickson getting ready to try to hit 1,000 yards. But on the other side of things, Latrell Scott for Norfolk State Spartans is in the locker room right now telling them this is our bowl game. This is our opportunity to beat an FBS opponent. Let's strap it up and let's hit them right in the mouth and try to win this football game. I'm so fired up right now. I'm ready to put on my helmet myself and run down on kickoff coverage.
I can tell. Kick away. The Flames will receive it as Norfolk State deferred to the second half. The return taken across the 20 by Kentori Matthews. It's like they're playing in a bowling alley right now. There's so much smoke out there on the field. So the Flames offense will get first crack at it in this ball game. Buckshot Calvert quarterbacks this team. Last year was a record-setting campaign for Calvert. This year, with the move up to FBS, a few more struggles. The 18 interceptions certainly stand out. as he threw just 6 a year ago, but also about set to move up to number 1 on the all-time touchdowns list for Liberty quarterbacks. Tied right now atop that career list with Robbie Justino, so his next TD toss will set the Flames record. Handoff goes to Frankie Hickson, has some running room on first down, and he'll pick up 8.
Yeah, really good to see Frankie get off to a good start right there, picking up 8 yards. Little jump cut, I like that. Frankie has really improved. He always had good vision, but now he's starting to bring the jump cut into his game. Good play.
Liberty going with a little tempo here on their first offensive possession. Now Buckshot approaching the line.
Like to see Liberty mix it up today with a little pass, a little run options, RPO game, well-balanced offense.
The handoff going again. Frankie Hickson, nice chunk of yardage, has a first down for Liberty. So they move the sticks here early on. Frankie, as you mentioned, Joe, closing in on a 1,000-yard season to be the first Flames running back since 2014 when DJ Abner did it to break the 1,000-yard mark.
Yeah, really going to see Liberty try to establish the run today.
They roll Buckshot out now slings it towards the sideline. That catch made by Antonio Gandy Golden, his first reception of the ball game.
I think, Matt, I think these coaches know that they got 2 players that are getting close to 1,000 yards.
Get it out of the way early.
Yeah. Oh, nice move by that little head nod right there, that little stick, be able to turn the DB's hips around. That's good route running right there.
That was an 8-yard pickup on first down. As again, this fog and smoke from the player intros continues to roll through, we hope. Flames move the chains once again. Frankie Hickson with another carry, and they're riding him hard early.
Yeah, really like to see how Norfolk State's defensive line holds up. It's clear, like you said, they're going to go to Frankie early. Liberty's going to go to Frankie early. How they'll hold up the defensive line for Norfolk State against Liberty's rushing attack.
Hickson still in there. 2 wide receivers stacked to the right of Buckshot Calvert. Five on the play clock. They give it once again to Hickson. Following his blocking, has some room, and another first down. Frankie Hickson, he can smell that 1,000-yard mark, can he, as he picks up another chunk of yardage. There's a look at the Liberty starting lineup.
Yeah, Frankie Hickson rushed and said get on that 1,000 yards, but really like the offensive line play up front, being able to get the double teams and open up those big holes for Frankie.
Hickson already 29 rushing yards on the game, cuts it up. Not much happening there on a first down carry. This defense for Norfolk State giving up about 25 points per ball game. That's 39th in the FCS. Where they've really been strong, though, as you take a look at their starting lineup, has been defending the pass. 5th in the country at the FCS level defending the pass. They're giving up less than 150 yards through the air per ball game.
You really want to see how Price and Chandler play today in the secondary for Norfolk State.
Play action now. Buckshot looking downfield, has plenty of time now, running out of it. Tries to throw as he was being wrapped up. It does appear as though he got it out before a knee touched the ground, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
An incomplete pass. 3rd down.
Yeah, Buckshot was trying to take a shot downfield to AGG, but like you said before, they'd be able to, the cornerback and the safety played high over the top, were able to squeeze down on AGG, and there was nothing there for him.
So 3rd and 9 now for Liberty. Kentori Matthews now in there at running back. Flames on the year, converting at a 41% clip on 3rd down.
Kentori's a really good mix-up back. He's got speed and quickness, be able to get him the ball out of the backfield potentially.
Calvert looking to his right, firing, and it is caught by B.J. Farrow. That's going to be close to a Flames first down. And it appears... We're trying to look through the fog, folks. It is hard to see, Matt, and it is a first down.
It's going to be tough for Eagle Eye Joe today.
That's right.
You know,
you're going to earn your money today.
Through a lot. You go Luke Skywalker, just feel the force.
So another first down, big pickup on 3rd. Flames sling it out to Farrell, the senior. Gets it on the outside and gets a couple of yards before he's driven out of bounds.
Really good to see B.J. Farrell get involved. He's had a great career here at Liberty, one of their all-time leading receivers. Senior day for him. I'd like to see him go out with a really nice game.
Yeah, he's the kind of kid you point to if you're Turner Gill or on this staff, is saying, you know, look at the growth he's experienced throughout his career. And this Become a really good wide receiver for the Flames throughout his tenure here. Kid from right next door at LCA. 2nd and 7 now. Again, take the handoff, throwing for Gandy Golden. Double coverage, couldn't hang on. Tried to kind of spin and catch that one near the sideline, but not able to hang on to it. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, we've seen Gandy Golden make these type of plays before, but you can clearly tell what Norfolk State's trying to do. Press on the outside with their corner, play the safety high over the top, try to put a double team on Gandy Golden to try to stop him today.
So another 3rd and long opportunity. 3rd and 7. 4 wide receivers set for Buckshot Calvert.
Like to watch Buckshot, and you get these pass plays, these 3rd and 7s. What Buckshot has done a really good job of this year is his footwork. Watch him step up in the pocket and deliver the ball.
Stanton has a pocket to throw out of. Throws across the field, caught by DJ Stubbs, and that'll be another Flames 1st down. Stubbs, who has had a really nice sophomore campaign, makes his 50th reception on the season, and the Flames once again moving the stakes.
See, those are the things that you see, Matt, from Buckshot as the season progresses. In that 3rd and 7 scenario, that wasn't a first read, that wasn't a second read, that was a 3rd read, and that was a wide field throw right there, and he delivered it on the money.
Flames give the handoff. That's Kentori Matthews coming on the end around, so he picks up a few yards on 1st down.
Love Kentori Matthews as a mix-up back for Liberty. Pickett, Hickson are really that north and south straight ahead hitters, and then Kentori brings such quickness, and like right now you can look at them split out at wide receiver.
Give it to Hickson. Good cut. Lunges forward across the 5, and he's down to the 4-yard line. Take a look at the keys to the game today, Joe. First up for Liberty.
Yeah, I think Farrow and the wide receivers of Liberty, Farrow and AGG versus their secondary of Norfolk State. That's going to be a great matchup to watch. And then the secondary of Liberty versus Jawan Carter, a very good quarterback, threw for 467 yards last game, and to see who's going to win that battle. Those are some good keys to watch.
So 1st and goal now from the 4-yard line for Liberty. Always have to be aware of Gandy Golden. Jump ball situation to the big fella. Said they're going to give it to Hickson. Trying to get to the outside. Hit and dropped. Good tackle made by Marquise Hall.
Yeah, Marquise Hall did a really nice job watching the replay. What he does is scrapes over the top and be able to explode into the running back and be able to make that tackle down near the goal. That's a really nice play by Marquise.
So loss of 3 on 1st down. Flames trying to get on the board first. They're going to roll Buckshot out. Finding B.J. Farrow, but quickly hit and dropped. Bobby Price there on the coverage.
Yeah, I really like how Norfolk State secondary right now has been very aggressive. They're on top of the ball. They broke up the pass, a long pass to AGG. Nothing there on that short play, being able to break things up and get on top of Liberty receivers quick. So this is a big down for them here right here to be able to get a stop. Interesting to see what Liberty will do. Last week they did the little play fake and then hit the tight end. So I hit Gandy Golden on a little jump ball, and interesting they'll do right here.
They're going to roll Buckshot to his right, looking for Farrow, finally firing it, and it'll fall incomplete. Good coverage by Chandler there against the Flames senior wide receiver.
Yeah, that's one of those matchups we talk really like Chandler at the corner position, able to close the gap, dive, make a play on 3rd down. You know, that's a good start for Norfolk State, even though there's potential field goal right here and Liberty can put points on the board. To get those red zone stops, be able to stop them and make them kick field goals instead of score touchdowns, that always gives you a chance.
Aaron Pierre, the kicker today. Alex Probert is out. Probert missed 6 games this year. Pierre just 2 of 3 on the season. That one is up and good. So he boots it 20 yards out. Flames can't put it in the end zone, but they do come away with points after a lengthy opening drive.
Did you actually see that go
I did not. I had to look down there for the officials. I could not see that one bit. It is, and with that, they fire off the fireworks, which brings in another layer of smoke. So there's that going for us, which is
smoke.
Nice.
We got fog. I'll tell you what.
It is.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, challenging. That's what we're looking at, basically right there. And it is difficult to see the field right now. It takes me back to my days up spent a little time in Fargo, Joe, and there was a high school game during a blizzard where you couldn't see the other sideline across the field because of the blizzard blowing through. It's a little bit like that.
That's where they say, as they like to say, Matt, those were the games where you honed your chops.
That's right. That's where men are men.
That's where men. You grit your teeth and you hone your chops right there.
So the Flames take a 3-0 lead. After that field goal from Piert is up and through. Flames haven't kicked many of them this year. They're actually last in the nation field goal attempts coming into this ball game. Now with 7 on the season. As the Flames now prepare to kick it away.
Matt, you know how I said pregame there, you're a little fired up about how I'd like to run down on kickoff coverage?
Yeah. Change your mind?
Yeah, I'm starting to think that's probably not a good idea.
Well, you're trying to find a guy coming out of the fog. That's Marcus Taylor back there to return it. He takes it at the 9-yard line. Running to his right, gets some room. Flames gave up a big return a week ago. And a nice return here to start things for the Spartans as he gets it up to the 39. Time to check in now with the third member of our crew, and that is Bobby Bolick. Bobby, what's going on?
Yeah, Matt, I had the chance to catch up with Coach Scott minutes before the game today, and he said the biggest thing he wants to see defensively is to stop the run on 1st and 2nd. He also said that whenever you play an FBS opponent, the biggest mismatch you're going to find is in the trenches. He said, so our top 7 guys have got to play big, and we've got to show up today. He said, offensively, we want to spread the ball around, get the ball to our playmakers, and let them do what they know how to do. So, guys, we're playing football in December. It's a great afternoon for football.
Thank you, Bobby. Yeah. She loves this kind of weather. The Minnesota girls. The pitch goes wide to the left. Solomon Ajayi there to make the tackle after a short gain on 1st down.
Yeah, Bobby's dead on about that, about the being able to get the ball in space to playmakers. Yeah. They have the playmakers.
There's Jawan Carter, young quarterback who's really had a fine season. His last ball game against Morgan State, he had himself a day. 467 yards passing, 3 TDs. Also a mobile guy. He can pick up some yardage with his feet.
A lot of potential. A lot of potential with Jawan. He's a good football player.
They're excited about what he can become in just his sophomore season. Swings that one out. Catch made by Taylor. And they'll pick up a 1st down as we take a look at their starters. You just saw Marcus Taylor with the reception, his 47th, to lead the way for the Spartans this season. They've got some playmakers there at the receiver position. Winstead, another guy to keep an eye on. Savage can catch the ball out of the backfield. They really don't run it a lot, Joe. Yeah. Barely over 100 yards rushing per game. In fact, in their last ball game against Morgan State, which was 2 weeks ago, they only ran for 46 yards.
Right. But Marcus Taylor is a player.
Yeah.
He's a player. He's little, he's quick. He gets all over the field, so it's going to be fun to watch him today.
1st down. Carter looking, now running out of time, flush from the pocket, and this is what he can do. Picks up some yardage with his feet. Nothing there, gives you about 7 yards on 1st down. As you take a look at that Liberty defense, coming off one of its better performances of the season a week ago, as they played awfully well against New Mexico State in a 28-21 win, trying to put together back-to-back good performances, really for the first time this season.
Jesse Lemonnier having a real good year this year, coming off junior college his 1st year at Liberty.
Yeah, 10 sacks to lead the way for Liberty.
But you see right there on that play right there with Jawan Carter, there's nothing there. He's able to scramble out and pick up yards with his feet. That gives defenses fits.
2 backs in the backfield. Carter looks to throw, now running out of time. Steps up, fires downfield, and did he make the grab? Oh, what a catch on the sideline. Fantastic snag from Chuma Owana. Just did get a foot down. Have another look. What a catch with the hands there, Joe. You'll appreciate that.
Yeah, he's got hands out and be able to do the old toe drag. That looks like a good old-fashioned Pat Kelly toe drag.
That's right. Back before Pat could grow a mustache. Yeah. So Norfolk State putting together a nice opening drive of their own here, as we are about 5.5 minutes left to go in the 1st quarter. Carter with Hewlett in the backfield. Carter, young man out of Richmond, Virginia, steps up, fires it, gets rid of it. Good move, shaking another defender and falling down now. That's Isaiah Winstead. The turf monster got him there at the end after he made the first man miss.
These Norfolk State receivers and Jawan Carter, if they get their mojo going, if they get this thing going, they have some playmakers that are good athletes, and they can give this Liberty secondary and defense some fits today.
Well, they got some athletes out of Highland Springs High School outside of Richmond. Juwan Carter, the quarterback from there. Two of his receivers, Marcus Taylor and the kid you just saw, Isaiah Winstead, also out of that high school. So they have gotten some playmakers. They kind of know each other as well, have a little bit of history, which always helps. 2nd and 2. Carter fires, completes it. Flames quickly swarm Chuma Owana as they're able to wrap him up. It looks like it'll be enough for a first down. Keys of the game for Norfolk State. Joe, how do you see it?
Yeah, the wide receivers that we've been talking about right now, they have to make explosive plays. I like how they're mixing up just the little short passes, but expect them to take shots downfield. And then defensively, we saw in the first drive, they got to be able to hold Frankie down. The defensive line, linebacker, front 7 from Norfolk State has got to hold Frankie down, because once Frankie gets going, that's going to open up that passing game.
So 1st and goal now for the Spartans on the Flames 7-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield. Carter looking to throw. As a receiver, wow, what a catch there by Winstead. Looked like that one just stuck in one hand as he's able to hang on. Short pickup of about 2, and he may be a little shaken up on that play.
There's one word right there. That takes courage.
Yeah, one-handed grab.
One-handed grab coming across the middle. Linebackers hitting you. Winstead showing some toughness right there.
Jeremy Peters, the first guy to get there. Short pickup. Paid the price for it. He'll stay in the ball game, though. 2nd and goal from the 5.
This is a big drive for Norfolk State. If they're able to punch it in right here, they send a little message to Liberty that we're here to play.
Juwan Carter, 5 of 5 on this drive. Dialed in here early on. Empty backfield. Gotta watch out for that quarterback draw. Looking, firing, and it falls incomplete. Ricocheted off his intended receiver. I believe that was Marcus Taylor, as Solomon Ajayi got in there to break it up.
I'm really surprised. I'm interested to see right now is, will they go to Isaiah Winstead? He's 6'3", 205 pounds, wide receiver. Just take a little shot. Let him go get a jump ball. Sometimes you overcomplicate it in the red zone and you try to get all these schemes and crossing routes and picks and whatnot. Put your stud wide receiver on the outside, throw him a jump ball, and let him go make a play.
3 wide receiver set, couple of backs standing to either side of Carter, and he's going to ask for a timeout. Play clock was winding down.
Timeout. Norfolk State. Their first of the half.
So the Spartans realize this big play early in this ball game. They want to get on the same page. We'll take a timeout as well. Flames lead at 3-0. Spartans driving.
I'm thirsty. Stranger danger! Stranger danger! Danger danger!
Norfolk State threatening here in the first quarter as they trail Liberty 3-0. There's a look at Latrell Scott in his 4th season with the Spartans. 3rd head coaching job. He's also at Virginia State for a couple of years, at Richmond for a season. Now his 4th campaign for Norfolk State. And he's got an opportunity here early in the first quarter to make a statement.
They mix it up right here, Matt. They flip the formation, put Chuma Owana down at the bottom. Here, potentially throw him the jump ball, and they move Isaiah Winstead over to the top. So I'm really feeling that they're going to want to go to Chuma Owana right here.
Let's see, 3rd and 5. Now they bring Taylor across the formation in motion. Carter looking to his right, throwing a little too far for his intended target. He was looking for Anthony Williams, his tight end, couldn't connect, and the field goal unit will trot onto the field.
See, that's what we talk about a little bit. Sometimes you get a little bit too cute in the red zone. They try to run a little double slant pick play, and then get the tight end out into the flat. The pick wasn't there, and so the timing was messed up. So off to field goal time.
Josh Nardone on to kick the field goal, 9 of 10 on the season. This is going to be a 22-yarder. Trying to knot things up early in Lynchburg. It's down, the kick is up, and it's through. So a couple of field goals here in the early stages. The offense is moving the football, but not able to cash in with touchdowns. We're knotted at 3. This is college football on ESPN.
Jumper nails it.
There's look at Turner Gill in his 7th season as head coach here at Liberty, leading the Flames into this FBS era and trying to close out the year with a win here and get his squad to 6-6 on the season. 3-3 ball game right now as teams have exchanged field goals on a cold, rainy, foggy day here in Lynchburg, Virginia. You know, 4 of the 6 home games, Joe, have been just brutal weather. You could not have a worse season as far as weather for home games. You go back to the first couple of games, there were rain delays and lightning delays, and this game itself was supposed to be played back in week 3, but was postponed because of the hurricane coming through. So it has been a
they do not deter Jerry's Joker.
Jerry's Joker show up, rain or shine.
They're going to show up.
Rain or shine.
They're going to compete.
They're going to put it on. They're going to paint up.
Paint up a little competitive greatness. Get hype. It doesn't matter. You know what, though? I'm a little bit disappointed that Bobby Bowling was wearing gloves. The hat I'm okay with, but the gloves, man, she's a Minnesota girl.
Yeah, she's getting soft.
Yeah, a little bit soft.
That kickoff will go out of bounds, so the Flames will start with solid field position here to begin their second possession. Let's look back at that first drive. Moved the ball well. Buckshot Calvert, 5 of 8 on that drive. Frankie Hickson ran for 34 yards as he's continuing to close in on the 1,000-yard mark. Flames moved the ball well, got down into the red zone, just weren't able to punch it in and had to end up settling for a short field goal from Aaron Pierce.
That wide field throw by Buckshot, that's the throw that I like. Once again, coming off your progressions, 3rd and 7, being able to get to your 3rd receiver, wide field, flat throw on a rope. That's a sign of a mature quarterback.
Frankie Hickson back out there. We'll see Hickson, Pickett, and Kentori Matthews there at the running back position. Buckshot gets rid of it quick. DJ Stubbs not able to snag it. And the pass falling incomplete.
Yeah, man, I'd like to see a breakdown for some reason. And I'm a big fan of these horizontal bubble screen. I like the tunnel screen, but these horizontal bubble screens, it's just, what is the average yard per play on those? A lot of times they use it to set something up. I get that side of things, but not a lot of success on those.
Give to Hickson, breaks the initial arm tackle, now trying to get outside, getting loose, and picks up a Flames first down.
And that's why Frankie Hickson is going to be a 1,000-yard rusher. To be able to break that first tackle, put the stiff arm, as actually I believe 2 stiff arms right there, and pick up 10 yards. Those are the yards gained on his own that are going to bring him to that 1,000 yards.
Hickson has just exploded onto the scene this season. More yardage this year than the previous 2 years combined. And we've said it before, entered the season as the 3rd string running back. When Kentori Matthews went down with an injury, he stepped up in a big way. Give once again to Hickson, positive yardage. I talked to Turner Gill about him this week. He said, you know what I love about Frankie? He's always falling forward.
Yeah,
and that's one of the great compliments any running back can receive. You're always moving forward. You're balanced. You're not running too straight up. You're always driving. And he certainly does that as he picks up another 5.
It's been fun to watch him mature throughout the year and see how much better he's got with the patience as a runner, his vision as a runner. You just see so much improvement week in and week out.
And as he closes in on that 1,000-yard mark, remember, it wasn't just that he was 13. He didn't really get any carries the first couple of ball games. So all of this yardage has really come just in basically 10 games instead of the 12. Buckshot rolling out, being pressured, sidesteps a rusher, now fires, and the catch made going down low to grab that one was Antonio Gandy Golden. And we have a flag coming in at the end of that.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 70. Defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's Deshaun Middleton, who was flagged for the roughing the passer penalty. Senior out of Winston-Salem, as appears he got a late hit in on Buckshot Calvert. He's going to tack 15 yards onto that.
Yeah, those are the penalties that Norfolk State can't afford to take, especially the big 15-yarders. In order to be competitive in this game, they they can't make those type of mistakes.
So first down now, Flames on the Spartans 29.
But I do like their attacking attitude. You can see that Norfolk State. They're not backing down from the fight. They have a good attacking attitude, and they got good energy to them.
Flames fake the end around. Now give it up the middle to Hickson, who lowers the shoulder and lowers the boom at the end of that run. Hickson off to one of his better starts on the year as he's up over 50 yards rushing now.
Yeah, you can see right here, that's good offensive line play. Tight end comes down, Seal blocks it down, opens up a big hole for Frankie. That's good offensive line play right there.
This time Buckshot looking downfield, running out of time, fires one towards the back corner of the end zone, jump ball, and it is caught. Touchdown to the fullback, Michael Bollinger. Just like they drew it up.
Bollinger goes up for the 50-50 ball. Look at that. That's a body of a lanky wide receiver right there, isn't it, Matt?
The sophomore fullback out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, just sticking with the play, getting deep behind the coverage, and then just out-fighting the defensive back as he outfought Aaron Chandler to catch that ball in the back corner.
Was that B.J. Farrell or Michael Bollinger? Who
As we're
was
trying
that?
to look through the fog.
Who do you see? That's got to be Farrell.
And make out who snagged that one. What a play.
That is great.
The previous play is under review.
And they're going to actually take another look at that. Not only is that Michael Bollinger's first touchdown grab, that also would be a record-setting touchdown for Buckshot Calvert.
Wow.
He would pass Robbie Justino for the most touchdown passes in Liberty Flames history. But
ask that trivia question.
That's right.
Who was on the receiving end?
Oh, it's got to be Ganny Golden. No,
it's
Farrell, right?
Farrell, yeah.
No, Michael Bollinger. Potentially making history.
Don't do it to the kid, please.
As the officials will try to.
Looks like it's good.
I think they gave one look and said, you know what, we can't see through that fog either. I think it's good. So touchdown Flames, record-setting 63rd touchdown toss for Buckshot Calvert. And the extra point is up and good as well.
We have an official timeout.
So congratulations to Buckshot. Here's one more look at that record-setting touchdown toss to who else? Michael Bollinger making plays.
And somehow they still lost. Guess by how many? For the best price guaranteed, book at Hampton.com. Hampton by Hilton.
A little bit of history being made for Buckshot Calvert. 63rd touchdown toss. That's the Flames record. History being made all season, including moving up to the FBS ranks. It's been a transition process for all of these folks. And with more on that, we send it down to Bobby Bowling.
Well, Matt, as easy as AGG has made it look this season, I asked him this week what the transition has been like going from FCS to FBS. And he said, you know, it's been a lot harder than I ever would have thought. He said, I'm facing corners this year that are so much bigger than I am. And he says, that's weird for me. He said, not only that, but they're so much smarter. AGG mentioned how so many times this season he would line up and he would think to himself, this guy knows exactly what's coming. He said we had to run the play anyways, but said this transition has forced him to get into the playbook so much more.
Ball loose and picked up by the Flames. The ball knocked out. It's grabbed by Liberty, and they're going to have the football after a big play on special teams. And that's Aaron Pierre with the recovery.
Recovered by the kicking team. First down, Liberty.
Have another look at this one. Right there. The ball just popped out. Aaron Pierre was waiting on it. Snags it, and the Flames now set up in great position to tack on some more points. That was Lionel Johnson who knocked it loose.
Yeah, Lionel Johnson with a great play, hustling down on special teams, kickoff coverage, come in there, pop the ball loose. Those special teams play, when you can create game-changing plays in special teams, those are the difference makers that win football games.
So Liberty going right back to work. Hand off to Hickson, has some room, gets down to the 6-yard line. So the Flames now with the chance to really kind of start putting the pedal down here early on and create some space.
Yeah, I think Liberty is going to try to send a message right here and run the football straight at Norfolk State and see if they can punch one in the end zone that way.
So 2nd and 5 after that first down run from Hickson. Got to watch out for Michael Bollinger in these red zone situations. He's in there.
Count for him.
Yep, got to. He's leading the way for Hickson, who lowers his shoulder and not able to pick up much, maybe 2 yards on that carry.
Now here's a big down for Norfolk State. They're down 10-3. They fumble the kickoff into the red zone now.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And now they have a third down, a chance to hold them to a field goal. This is a big, big down for them.
We'll see if they can finish this drive on the other side. We head to the second quarter. Liberty on top, 10-3.
Just Cause 4, available now.
There you see the Liberty end zone, a place that Buckshot Calvert has gotten to know extremely well during his Liberty career. A great day for him as he gets his 63rd touchdown as a Flame. And, passing Robbie Justino, we also saw Josh Woodrum, a great quarterback for the Flames. But right now, statistically, quite the career here in his junior season for Buckshot.
I think it happened exactly like we would have thought. Of the 3 starting receivers that are on the field, 44 touchdowns have come from those guys. But the receiving touchdown, as you see on the screen here, comes from a first-time reception from a fullback.
Right. That's great.
Yeah, Buckshot has had a really good career. We saw sort of how he came out, and we saw the greatness that is Buckshot last year against Baylor and what he could do throwing to AGG, BJ Farrow, some of these guys across the middle. Buckshot's really put together a great career here, and his offensive line's protecting him.
And it's also been a good day so far for Frankie Hickson. With more on that, we go back to Matt and Joe.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Frankie going right to the 1,000-yard mark with his last carry, and Norfolk State going to take a timeout. So you don't like seeing that as a coach. You get a whole break in between quarters. You come out, you can't quite get the personnel right, and you take another one. Here's a look at Frankie and kind of what he's done this year. Right now sitting at 1,000 yards on the season. And as we've talked about a lot today, really just a breakout year for him. Couldn't happen to a better young man.
Yeah, no question whatsoever, Matt. There's an old saying and his old phrase, the word persistence. And I saw this in Bobby Beathard, former Super Bowl champion GM, and on the back wall of his office it said persistence. The most essential factor is persistence, the determination to never allow your energy or enthusiasm to be dampened by the discouragement that will inevitably come. So when you're a third-string running back and now you rush for 1,000 yards, you have to have persistence.
Absolutely, and they're going to give it to him right here. And Frankie is in the end zone. So he's well over 1,000 now as Hickson takes it in for the score. His 11th rushing touchdown of the year, and the Flames push their advantage out to 2 TDs.
Good for Frankie. Like you said, couldn't happen to a better kid, a better family, mom, dad, great people. Happy for Frankie and the season that he's had. What a great way to cap off hitting over 1,000 yards and be able to get a rushing TD on the same drive.
Flames now have 26 rushing touchdowns on the year. They only had 15 a season ago. So that running game, big question mark coming into the year. Boy, have they ever stepped it up as Aaron Pierre boots it through for the extra point, and the Flames push that lead out to 17-3. Look at that right there. You think he's excited? You think he's soaking up the moment?
Yeah, always a smile on his face.
Last time to take the field in 2018. So far, so good for Liberty.
Included for just $40 a month.
Flames up 17-3 early in the second quarter.
Playing my song again with the band.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's that Soak Up the Sun. Cheryl
That's right.
Crow
You like that one.
On these beautiful
days. That gets you moving a little bit.
Yeah,
Frankie Hickson soaking up the moment, soaking up the opportunity this season, over 1,000 yards. One little clarification from earlier. We told you Buckshot Calvert set the record for career touchdown passes, and he did. The record, though, 65. That's how many touchdowns he has now in his career. So once again, congrats to Buckshot Calvert. Still a whole other season to go here in a Flames uniform. So he has a chance to put a gap between him and everybody else.
That's the fun part. Get a whole nother year to pile up some more touchdowns and some more numbers.
Flames squib it. Kick picked up, now dropped, still loose on the turf, and finally it's fallen on at the 14-yard line. So kind of a chaos moment there for Bobby Price, who was trying to find the football. And, so you start looking up, you want to see, who's coming, and you don't quite get a hold of it. And a couple of shaky special teams plays on kickoff returns for Norfolk State, and they're going to start with some pretty bad field position.
Yeah, Norfolk State needs to clean up some of the special teams work. Yet at the same time, Liberty on the fumble really made a nice play by punching that ball out. But special teams, like we said before, to give yourself a chance in a game like this for the Spartans, you got to play well on special teams.
So Juwan Carter comes back onto the field. Handoff. A couple of yards there as Cameron Brent takes it, the junior out of Atlanta. 5'8", 200 pounds, able to pick up a few yards here on first down. Juwan Carter, a kid we said, just a sophomore. Nickname of Pootie.
Pootie.
Yeah, so Joe, you and he have that in common. Yeah. 39-3 record in high school, a couple of state titles. This kid has won everywhere he's been, and you can see the potential he has. Again, another young kid has a chance to be a good one and take this program to another level here in his next couple of seasons. Handoff up the middle. That's Savage on the carry as he keeps those legs driving and gets up close to a first down. Looks like he may be a yard or so shy.
Real interested to see how Norfolk State plays this drive. They've gone with a couple runs up the middle. Like you said earlier, they're not a great running team in it, but it'd be interesting to see how they want to play this drive to be able to convert on this third down, and then their strength is through the air, and then being able to use Juwan Carter's legs to pick up some chunk yardage also. Yeah, they don't run a lot, but Liberty has really struggled to stop the run this year. So see what they do here on 3rd and 2. Carter going to throw it, running out of time, fires down the middle, nearly picked by Jeremy Peters. And I don't think his intended receiver, Isaiah Winstead, ever saw the football coming his way. Yeah, Isaiah Winstead right there, what he was thinking in his mind was to be able to get behind Jeremy Peters and then Carter to throw more of a high arcing ball that he would be able to run underneath. But instead, he threw it on a rope, and Jeremy Peters was able to get in there and break it up. Good pressure on that play as well from the Liberty D-line as they were bearing down on Juwan Carter. So Josh Nardone comes in to punt it away now. Be ready for DJ Stubbs. This is an explosive return, man. Low kick. It's going to pop up, roll down inside the 45. Now just inside the 40-yard line, so no opportunity for Stubbs to get his hand on it. But the Flames will start with fine field position. Just about 6 inches shy of the 40. All Flames thus far. Liberty on top 17-3 in this season finale.
There and host your heart out. Maytag will see you on the other side.
Maytag, what's inside matters.
Cold day here in Lynchburg, but a number of students making their way out to the ball game today. As the Flames take over offensively, 13-17 to go in the first half. Flames offense has had no problem moving the football today. They give it to Kentori Matthews, and look out! He's got a hole and one man to beat. The chase is on, and he'll get pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Nyree Quinterly, the only man standing between him and a touchdown. There's where you get to see the explosiveness of Kentori Matthews' speed, but a huge hole opens up right here. Let's take a look at it. Good patience, sees it, explode through the hole, see that daylight, run to it, almost took it to the end zone. Well, Matthews started the season off really well. A couple of 50-plus yard touchdown runs in the first couple of weeks of the season. Explosive plays just like that, as that's Quinterly, who's down on the turf right now, getting tended to.
40 seconds on the play clock. Thank you.
But yeah, that's exactly what Kentori Matthews can do. An explosive back. He was injured in that North Texas game. Took him a while to get back. But the running back group that they have here. And don't forget now, this season, Liberty has kid Joshua Mack as well, who transferred in from Maine, who folks just rave about. He's sitting out this year after transferring, but they're going to get him as part of this group next year as well. As you see, Quinterly looked like he threw Matthews down right on top of his knee, so it comes up a little gimpy, but able to walk off the field. Yes, it's as we were talking earlier in the week, Matt, and some of our conversation, we talked about how the coaches love Mack, and just to be able to say that he potentially could be the best back, all three of them. Well, there's one thing for sure. The Flames bring back a ton of weapons on the offensive side of the football. Right. Obviously, things can change. You never know how things will shake out in the offseason and all. But as it stands right now, they're going to have a lot of good playmakers on that side of the football next season. Flames give it to Cantori again, this time caught and drugged down after a pickup of about 3.
What I really like to see from Liberty's side of things is they're starting to really establish themselves on the offensive line. Run what they call a little G play right there. Pull that guard around, try to kick out that end and put it right up the middle.
Antonio Gandy Golden at the bottom of your screen. See if Buckshot gives him a chance. Looking his way, still looking. Now looking back to the other side of the field, pointing, firing up for Farrow. Tipped up in the air and nearly intercepted. Nearly picked off as Nigel Chavis dove in there after the deflection, trying to snag it. Fortunate for the Flames, it fell harmlessly to the turf.
I think that was Chandler on the break up there. Is that who that was? Number 2,
yeah, you're right.
Chandler, number 2. I'll tell you, he's a good football player. He's come in and made a couple really nice plays.
Chandler, kid that started every game last year, and as you mentioned, been good in that defensive backfield for Norfolk State this season as well. So 3rd down now, 3rd and 7. Flames can pick up a 1st down. They've stalled out once today in the red zone already. Norfolk State bringing pressure. Buckshot firing. The catch is made down inside the 5. 1st down, and the catch made by J.T. Wood.
Getting all kinds of different folks involved in the offense today.
Flames mixing it up. Wood getting a little time at tight end today, as the Flames really weak at that position right now due to injuries and the like. Able to go up and snag that one. Wood, a freshman kid that they have high hopes for, as the Flames move the chains and are now knocking on the door.
Yeah, it's not like Norfolk State hasn't been there. They've had players right there. Just Liberty's made some really nice plays.
Hand off to Cantori Matthews, and he's in. Cantori Matthews cuts it up, gets into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the season, and the Flames continue to pull away.
Really good to see Cantori get back involved in the offense, and then the offensive coordinator Joe Daly using him. Good little jump cut there, patient cut. One jump, and then get your shoulders down, get into the end zone. Good to see him getting his rhythm back.
So this offense able to convert on a big 3rd down, put it in the end zone. Another extra point coming from Peart. It is up and through, and this is just the kind of game Liberty coaches hoped for. You want to close out the season with the win, certainly, but you want to play well. Yeah. You want to get a lot of folks involved and have some real momentum heading into the offseason, and so far that's the direction this one is heading.
Yeah, you know what it does, Matt? It really shows Liberty's discipline more than anything. Is that these are tough games to play. As if it's a makeup game. You're trying to get to the 6 and 6, but to be able to come out here and show the discipline, I'm sure when you see them right now, they had a good week of practice, and to be able to show the discipline to play really well so far in the game is a testament to the coaching staff and to the players.
Yeah, you wonder, you get late in the year and, Flames at this point, can't go to a bowl game, and you always start, who's locked in? Your long season, and same on the Norfolk State side. They've had a couple of weeks now waiting for this one. They don't have anything to play for outside of this ball game itself, and you wonder, how motivated will guys be? So that's always something that coaches have to kind of be aware of as well, and try to keep their team locked in. And to your point, Liberty has come out here today and shown no signs of really any let up at all. Kick, handled, pitched it there to Taylor, who tries to get outside, now runs into a wall of Flames tacklers and is taken down at the 15-yard line. So Juwan Carter and this Norfolk State offense takes the field once again, and we once again head down to Bobby Bowley.
Yeah, Matt, as you and Joe mentioned earlier, you see Juwan Carter's growth has been so great for this offense. You could say it also has been happy for his coach's aging. Coach Scott said Carter's first year gave him a few gray hairs with some of the throws he made, but said in the 2nd year, Carter is so much more comfortable. Saying you can see how much he's learned to prepare and understand what defenses are trying to do to him. He said he still has a ways to go, but you see him maturing every day in the meeting room and in the practice field. So he'll be a kid to watch come a couple of years.
Yeah, he completes one there to Taylor, who's drugged down. 1-yard loss on the play. I mean, you see, he's taken off a run once. You see a little bit of the athleticism. You see the quick release. He's now completed 6 of 9 passes today. So you certainly see the talent.
Yeah, the talent there, no question. Talent. He has a very live arm, and you can see from watching previous games, he's not afraid to stand in the pocket and make some good throws too. So that comes along with that maturing process and being able to get with the coaches and understand how to read defenses, so on and so forth. So you really see his improvement.
2nd and 11. Handoff goes to Savage, and he's quickly hit and dropped. As I believe that was Mitchell Hurtado in there making the tackle.
We do need Bobby to go down the sidelines and get a report on how he got the name Pootie.
Yeah.
That would be nice to find that. I don't think he's going to want to be asked that during the game.
Probably wait till later time.
Post-game interview for that.
Well, he's facing a big 3rd down now, 3rd and 8. This is the time when this Liberty D-line kind of pins its ears back. Juwan Wells out there, the freshman Austin Lewis at the other end. You see the Flames showing pressure right now. Let's see if those linebackers come or if they back out of it. Here they come. Carter stands in, has time, delivers a strike to the outside, and the catch made, and that's a pretty good one.
Wow, what a nice throw and catch right there. Carter's getting pressure straight up the middle on him. He's able to stand in the pocket, make a wide field throw like that. That's a really, those are the throws and the catches that Latrell Scott will look at and say, hey, we got to keep our momentum going. These are the things you want to build on for next year, because those are game-changing plays in the future.
Good catch made by Chuma Awana, his 3rd grab of the day. Yeah, Norfolk State's going to have some playmakers coming back as well. Winstead, just a sophomore. Awana, a junior. They'll lose Marcus Taylor, who's a senior, and that'll be a big loss. But they've got some playmakers out there for Carter to throw to. It'll be back here next year. Carter hanging in the pocket, delivers one, broken up. Great break on the football by Jeremy Peters. Leads the Flames in pass breakups on the season, and he thought he might have a little bit more than a breakup there.
Yeah,
he was thinking about 6.
That was close. But yet at the same time, you see Juwan Carter right there. He stands in the pocket. He's able to go through his progressions and still make the throw. Now, Jeremy Peters made a really nice play on it, but I like how Juwan Carter showed patience in the pocket and be able to come to that 2nd, 3rd option and then try to make the throw. What will happen as he gets more mature is those throws, those progressions will happen just a little bit quicker.
2nd and long now after Peters broke up that last pass attempt. Carter 7 of 11 on the ball game. Under pressure now, tries to make something out of really nothing. Falls forward for 1.5 yards. A little extracurricular going on there.
Checking that out. There'll be some more extracurricular here in a second.
That was Justin Redd, the right guard for Norfolk State, mixing it up.
Make some noise, Flames.
Big fella out of Hampton, Virginia. So 3rd and 9 now, another big 3rd down opportunity. Let's look at Jesse Lemonnier trying to get this crowd going.
Yeah, he's getting excited. Jesse Lemonnier on a 3rd down, 9, where he can pin his ears back and dip that shoulder down, get after the quarterback. Yeah, he can rush the passer.
Four wide receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Carter has some time, fires, hits a receiver, Winstead over the middle. And looks like he's going to be just shy of the 1st down. Trying to cut it upfield, but he's going to be about 1 yard or so shy of what the Spartans need to pick up. Also a flag down on the field. We'll see what this is about.
After play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, number 54 defense, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Well, that'll drive a coach crazy.
That's number 54's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
Juwan Wells called for the penalty. Senior day.
Yeah.
Last time taking the field as a Flame, and picks up a penalty there that gives Norfolk State a 1st down when they were set up for a 4th and short.
Sure, and see what that is that's the carryover from the previous play. We had a little skirmish before the previous play, and then the tempers get flaring, and that's when you got to be able to pull yourself back, be smart, stay away from taking stupid penalties.
They're taking a shot now, deep down the field, looking for Taylor. Ball tipped in the air and falls incomplete.
Pass intended for Marcus
Broken up by
Taylor.
Corbin Jackson. Taylor did a great job there, kind of trying to slam on the brakes just a little bit, give himself a little space to make that play, but Jackson hanging with it.
Jackson did a really good job of not doing having any pass interference on that play. But he also liked the ball by Jawan Carter. That was a really nice throw. Straight down the pipe, vertical seam. Put that ball, gave a chance to be able to make a play.
This Carter, he's going to be one to watch the next couple of years.
Exciting.
It's one thing to kind of read about him, see some film or whatever, but to see him here in person, he has been impressive. He's going to throw it again, slings it out, catch made by the receiver on the far side, wrapped up, taken down. That was Chuma Owana with the grab. So they pick up, about 6 yards and make it third and manageable.
And that's what you want to be in. You want to be in. This is a good drive that the Spartans are putting together. Get yourself in a third and manageable. You're in that position really right now, Matt, where it's a 2-down territory. So if you don't pick up the first down here, maybe put yourself in a 4th and short. So they're doing some good things. I like to see them competing. You get down 24-3. It's cold. It's rainy. So on and so forth. But come on, strap it up. Let's go compete a little bit.
Two running backs either side of Carter. Here comes some pressure, rolling to his right, being chased by Tillman. Fires downfield looking for Taylor, and it falls incomplete. So Liberty brought the heat, and it paid off as Carter was running for his life.
Really surprised that the Spartans are not going for it right now, 4th down. They're on Liberty's 41-yard line, 42-yard line, and 4th and 5, a very manageable down 24-3. Surprised that Coach Scott isn't leaving his offense out on the field and trying to go for it and keep this drive alive.
Yeah, especially with the score the way it is. At this point, you might as well just see if you can make something happen.
Yeah, you're not backed up into your own end zone. You're on their side of the ball.
The punt, spiraling kick, fair catch called for and taken by B.J. Farrow at the 10-yard line, and that will get us to a timeout. All Liberty right now leading the Spartans 24-3, 6:40 to go in the first half.
USAA Bank helps you stay a step ahead. Find help at every turn with USAA Bank.
Here's a look at the last scoring drive for Liberty, and it was really brought to you thanks to Kentori Matthews. A couple of big runs. Catch made by the freshman J.T. Wood, and then Matthews finished it off, getting into the end zone for the second time this year. That put Liberty up 24-3. They're looking to add to it now as they're going to take over offensively on their own 10-yard line. And Joe's been quite the season. Some ups and downs, some challenges certainly for this Liberty team. They have that tough 3-game stretch here in the back half of the schedule. Rebounded last week against New Mexico State. And coaches always say, no matter whether it's in a season, in a drill and practice, in a game, finish. You want to finish. Right. You got to finish strong, and it appears they're on their way to doing that here today.
Yeah, you go down to Auburn and play the SEC team and take a beating like that, and be able to come back home and pick up victory last week and then play well this week. That's a testament to the players and coaches.
Torrey Matthews takes the handoff, runs into trouble right there at the 10, and driven back. No gain on the carry.
Stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, we're told to today, you might want to be on the lookout for some true freshmen. Remember the rule this year, you play up to 4 games and not basically count as a season, still a redshirt season. So there could be some guys as we progress in this ball game to keep an eye on both sides, I'm sure, but certainly for Liberty.
Yeah, you see Wood made a nice catch in that previous drive. Is he a freshman?
He is a freshman. So yeah, you could see a few more of those guys. Buckshot Calvert just throws that one as high and far out of bounds as he can, as he had rolled out of the pocket.
See, Matt, that's the experience of Buckshot right there. He rolled out of the pocket. Could he have held on the ball a little bit and tried to make another play? No, he felt his feet in the end zone.
Yeah.
And once he felt his feet in the end zone, he said, we're not giving up a safety. We're going to throw it as far as we can, let the cheerleaders make one of the catches, and then we'll live to play another play.
So it brings up 3rd and 10 now as Norfolk State trying to slow down this Liberty offense really for the first time today. Four wide receivers out there, 2 to each side. Kentori Matthews in the backfield, standing next to Calvert. Buckshot looking down the far sideline, throws one up and overshoots his intended receiver, B.J. Farrow. And the Flames will go 3 and out.
Yeah, that's what the doctor ordered right there for the Spartans, to be able to get a 3 and out, like you said, and get a defensive stop. It shows that they still got some guys out there that are wanting to fight, wanting to compete, and now they got an opportunity to get the ball back in good field position.
Marcus Taylor runs out there to receive this one. As Aiden Alvis is in to punt it away for Liberty, standing in his own end zone.
Now you watch this Marcus Taylor. This young man can return some punts. He's got hips like a paint mixer.
I hadn't heard that one. Alvis gets it away, low line drive, dropped by Marcus Taylor, recovered by the Flames. Another special teams miscue is a break for Liberty as they were able to fall on it.
The kick is bumped by the receiving team, recovered by the kicking team. First down.
I think it was that Corbin Jackson that fell on it.
That's a real shame to see Marcus Taylor muff that.
Scruggs, local kid.
Yeah.
Javon Scruggs at Appomattox able to make the play.
Yeah, Taylor, if he's able to catch that and make one man miss, he had some green grass out in front of him.
So this Liberty offense quickly back out onto the field. Handoff up the middle. That carry taken by Frank Boyd. Boyd's kind of played sporadically. The redshirt freshman this year's played well when he's been in there.
Really has. Good football player. I think they may have put Frankie. Frankie got over 1,000 yards. I think they may have put him on the shelf for the rest of the games.
And we'll see. Boyd came in averaging over 5.5 yards per carry on just 32 attempts on the year. But starts things off with 7 yards there. We have not seen Peyton Pickett today.
Yeah, it's interesting. No injury report on anything on him, Matt?
Not that I'm aware of. Everything is a fluid situation. That one lofted down the far sideline and will fall incomplete. Calvert again trying to connect with B.J. Farrell. A lot of hand fighting going on down there with Aaron Chandler. But no flag on the play.
Really like Aaron Chandler. He has been in on many plays today, and he's putting blanket coverage out there right now on B.J. Farrell, and I really like how he's playing. He gets hip to hip, which you like on defensive back, with a little hand fighting. There's nothing wrong with a little hand fighting. We like that. A couple guys compete, but he's playing really well.
So 3rd and 3 now. Flames with it on the 43 of the Spartans. Asking Torrey Matthews in the backfield. Liberty looks to the sideline. Get the call.
Timeout.
And now a timeout taken.
Liberty, they're first of the half.
So they'll talk it over.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
As they get set for this 3rd down call, 4:59 to go here in the first half of play, and Liberty in control of this one right now, 24-3.
Yeah, the storyline of this game so far on the Spartan side of the ball is some bad turnovers. The fumble on the kickoff return, and then the muff punt. Those are the deal breakers that really hurt you and don't give you a chance to win games. But yet at the same time, can you get a 3rd down stop right now and be able to get the ball back?
Talk a lot about Liberty trying to extend this non-losing season streak.
Yeah.
If they win today, it would be 13 straight years of 500 record or better. Also, they'll win today, they're 6th. They'd only be the 9th team to ever win 6 games or more in their first season of FBS football. So more than just a Liberty mark, they're trying to make a mark that few programs have been able to hit here in their inaugural FBS campaign. Now some pushing and shoving here on the Liberty sideline. That was Chris Barrett, the tight end, mixing it up with a Spartans player. It's continuing now. I'll tell you this, man.
Chippy.
It's chippy. And you don't want to see it lead to flags and dumb plays. But if you're a coach, you're kind of like, you know what? Last game of the year, this is it. You want to see guys still showing that
a little
fire.
emotion, a little fire. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just when things get stupid. That's what you don't want.
That's what we always say here in the booth.
Yeah,
that's what we don't want.
Joe,
cut out the stupid.
Before every game, the last words that Matt Warner gives to me before we go on air is, Joe, don't let it get stupid.
Yeah. We haven't always hit the mark. Buckshot, Calvert, little pump fake. Now looking downfield. Now just throws it out of bounds as defensive line closing in on him. Norfolk State looking at the official. They're saying, hey, throw a flag. We want intentional grounding.
The quarterback was outside the tackle box. and the pass crossed the line of scrimmage. Second down.
There's your explanation.
So you know how we talked about, I said I don't like the horizontal bubble throws. Well, that's the setup right there, where they're trying to hit you with the horizontal bubble throw, and then now they fake the horizontal bubble throw and then send that slot receiver down the sidelines. Norfolk State covered that very well.
So 2nd and 10 now. The Spartans showing pressure. Flames taking their time. Check with the sideline. You see Liberty now. Looks like they're going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Liberty. Their second of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Talk about Buckshot Calvert, the career he's had thus far, the season he's had. Here's a look back at some of his highlights from this year. It really started with a fantastic game against Old Dominion. Liberty really bursting onto the scene. That first game as an FBS member, they hang 52 on ODU. Came out just absolutely on fire, and Calvert certainly a part of that. Going to guys like Gandy Gold. I think Gandy Gold had 3 touchdowns in that ball game.
Footwork. See that footwork, stepping up in the pocket? Really mature.
Coaches say, he throws a catchable ball.
Yeah.
And you see that
Good
especially
point.
on those jump balls, right? We give all the credit to the receiver a lot of times, and they deserve a lot of it. But he throws a pretty catchable ball out there to those big fellas. Troy Matthews turning the corner, picking up the first down, and knocked out of bounds.
You know what I just thought of, Matt?
What's that?
There's a lot of football going on in the country and around, but I bet there's not 2 teams right now that have 2 quarterbacks by the name of Buckshot and Pooty.
I think that's a safe bet. I think that is a safe bet.
We got the 2 best names in the business right
absolutely. Buckshot gonna hand it off. Matthews trying to get outside, but they'd lose a yard on that carry. Yeah, a couple of quarterbacks that can sling it too, and we've seen it today. Pretty similar stats to this point. Each have completed 9 passes. Buckshot sitting at 77 yards through the air as he's closing in on a 3,000-yard season. So he's got now the all-time touchdown mark, but trying to continue racking up some accolades.
Yeah, the scoreboard doesn't show it for the Spartans right now, but I really like a lot of the things that they do and a lot of the athletes they have, both offensively and defensively.
Calvert takes a handoff, swings it out, caught by Gandy Golden, gets a block, gets away from a defender, a race towards the end zone, lowers the shoulder, and he'll be knocked out at about the 2-yard line.
Oh, it's really good to see Gandy Golden work like that. A lot of the times he gets sort of the reputation of being more of a jump ball, 50-50 type receiver, but when you look right here, he's able to hurdle that man, show athleticism, and be able to use his speed to get down the sidelines. Yeah, really nice play.
That's a big dude moving well. Yeah. Gandy Golden, all is 6'4", 220. Now the handoff to Kentori Matthews, and he'll just walk it in for his 2nd score of the day. Well, Matthews, a senior, on senior day, having himself an afternoon. Couple of touchdowns, now up over 70 yards rushing, and the Flames continue to pile on.
Kentori going out with style like that.
Go back to that last reception. You got that little block right there, just getting him loose. He goes over 1,000 yards receiving on the season now with that reception.
Yeah, you start looking at goals. Players write down goals before the season started, and Frankie Hickson getting to 1,000 yards, check mark. Gandy Golden getting to 1,000 yards, check mark. So those are goals for Liberty wide receivers and running backs that are achieved, and those are the type of things that you build on for the future as you move forward in FBS football.
Yeah, see that's your 2nd Liberty receiver to post consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. Also on that drive, Buckshot Calvert went over 3,000 yards passing. So now he's done that. He's also the 2nd Flame ever to record back-to-back 3,000-yard seasons. So a lot of storylines, a lot of little updates to the record book after this ball game as this Flames offense, which has been so productive this season, last year as well, continue to add to their accolades. And we talk about Antonio Gandy Gold. Boy, talk about a highlight reel. He has put together a good one, making plays just like that. You think he's covered, and then he makes you realize, he's just bigger and better than most guys that are matched up with him.
Yeah, he definitely gives you you look at each other and you say, wow, those type of plays. He has the wow factor to him.
Yeah, he's given us a few of those, no doubt. Liberty kicks it away, and it'll be taken in the end zone by Taylor, and they'll settle for a touchback. Well, you feel good for a guy like Kentori Matthews, who's had a frustrating senior year with the injury.
Yeah, it's good to see him have a smile on his face, getting in the end zone a couple times.
Guy like Matthews, too, JUCO kid, comes here knowing, basically, 2-year transition process. You're not coming playing for FCS playoff spot.
Right.
You're not coming, maybe for a long shot bowl game, but that really wasn't in the cards when he came. So you're kind of coming just playing to help this program and be a building block, taking them to the next level, and has done things the right way. He's trying to set up a screen. That is intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Davis. And he's going to take it to the house.
Ryan Davis reads the screen.
Just an ill-advised throw from Jawan Carter. The Flames had really covered it well.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 58, Norfolk State.
Then you had Craig Rodwell flagged at the end of all of that. But Ryan Davis, who's played sparingly this year, hasn't got nearly as much playing time as in years past.
Was being forced on the kickoff.
Reads it well, shows good hands.
The player whose helmet came off does not have to leave the game because his helmet came off as a direct result of the foul.
And the Flora Falcon taking it back for 6.
Ryan Davis read that play,
and dunking it in the turnover trash can.
The turnover can.
Yeah. Well, Liberty's getting it done in all facets today. Defense, offense, making plays on special teams. And they've got 38 points here with 3 minutes left to go in the first half. We may get to see a lot of folks that we haven't seen a lot from this year before this one's said and done.
Yeah, and it's good because those young kids who've been sitting on the sidelines the whole year, don't think for a second that they're chomping at the bit to get out and prove themselves. And that's the one thing, is that you go into the off season, a lot of these young kids are going to get a whole second half of football that the coaches are going to see on film.
Yeah.
And they're going to be evaluated off that.
Here's another look, trying to throw that screen pass. A little block right there. There's Vincent Elefante who got a block. Look, you love seeing, too, the defensive guys be able to turn and start the blocking downfield. They don't get the opportunity to do it a lot, but the awareness and the ability to help spring their teammate for that pick 6. Second straight week now, by the way, Liberty has had a pick 6 from that defense.
Yeah, what you like on defensive football, Matt, is when you secure the ball on a turnover. Guess what happens now? Now that becomes the mindset of the defense has to become, we have the opportunity for a scoring play. So you find a body, you make the block, you talk about get to the sidelines to be able to seal the sidelines and run down that side. So you immediately, as the great defenses don't just get the turnover, they try to turn it into a scoring play. And the turnover trash can.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with the turnover trash can.
So this Flames defense back out there now. Jawan Carter going to have to shake that one off. That has been one thing about the sophomore. He has been interception prone this year, as he has 13 of them on the year. And that's just a play where you see quarterbacks just kind of spike it at the feet of their receiver. If that screen doesn't set up,
it's not there.
Bail on it.
You look at the situation that we talked about earlier, where Buckshot had the ball, out of his own end zone. He's able to throw it away, and then now that's the part of Jawan Carter will learn as he plays more football. Is, hey, if it's not there, just throw it in the ground, live to play another play.
2nd and 7 for the Spartans. They give it to Aaron Savage. He picks up a couple of more yards, and it looks like, at least for those first 2 plays, Norfolk State's just thinking about, let's get things into the locker room, see if we can regroup.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, like, how do they play the rest? How does Jawan Carter play this? Is he able to turn the page? And he's made some really nice plays. He's made some really nice throws, and then you have some throws that aren't so good. So you got to be able to turn the page, stay in the moment, move on to the next play.
Rolling out here on 3rd down. Lofts one downfield, looking for his receiver. What an adjustment on the football by Marcus Taylor. Ryan Davis was covering him. He kept on running. Taylor able to slam on the brakes and make the catch.
Yeah, really like that post corner route by Marcus Taylor. Feel like they put the brakes on, step back, make the catch. Carter makes the throw.
Now let's see if this Norfolk offense shifts into a little quicker pace. They do. Completion out on the far side. That'll be another first down, as that's Isaiah Winstead with the catch. Boy, he's a good-looking receiver.
He really is. He really is. Isaiah Winstead, as you watch him on film, he's made some plays and in some big games for them. And to see Juwan Carter use his feet, stepping up in the pocket, making those throws, that's good confidence builder right there.
Yeah, those two are going to be a duo.
Yeah, they will.
It'll be tough to stop here in the next couple of years. Carter hanging in the pocket, going to take another shot, looking for Taylor, and just off his fingertips.
That was there. That was there. Like you said, just barely off the fingertips, but Taylor, quick as a hiccup, going right down the middle. An opportunity to make a play right there.
Couldn't quite connect. So brings up now 2nd and long. Minute 22 to go here in the first half. Norfolk State trying to just get something positive heading into the locker room.
See, and that's good right there, man. What you see is Liberty didn't have a safety in the middle of the field. You attack with the slot receiver in the middle of the field on the seam route, so he's making the right reads, and those are the things that you want to see for a young man as he progresses moving forward.
Well, he's going to sling it again, now rolling to his right, trying to get away from the rush. He'll tuck it. He's got some room to run. Down the far sideline, he may take it the distance. Cutting it back, and just did step out of bounds. Right there at the 10-yard line. He planted that foot to angle back in, and he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, that's an exciting run. Really like that. Be able to see nothing's there and escape, the escapability, to be able to get outside of the pocket. And did he just barely step out of bounds?
Just got by the defender there, and you'll see him plant right there.
Yeah. Oh,
it'll be first.
Nice play.
Right there. Look at the camera work right there. Just did step out right there. You
right
see
there,
the heel.
Yep.
Otherwise, would have been in the end zone. So, minute 11 to go before the half. They'll see if they can't finish this drive off. Pass, wide open receiver, caught, takes it in for the score.
That was
touchdown Spartans, and that was Justin Smith, sophomore wide receiver, making his 2nd touchdown grab of the year.
Really like the concept of that play. Able to get into a trips formation, be able to run 2 guys out towards the corner of the end zone, bring the 3rd guy back in on a drive route, almost act somewhat like a pick play, and then make the right read and an easy touchdown for the Spartans.
Extra point attempt coming now from Josh Nardone. He boots it up through the haze, and it is good. So good bounce back drive from Juwan Carter. You throw the pick 6, come back out there, put together some good throws, get out of the pocket, run a little bit, and shows off those skills that have led him to a successful sophomore campaign.
You know what that speaks to, Matt? It speaks to, and I guarantee when you talk to the coaches at Norfolk State, it speaks to the character of a Juwan Carter. To be able to say, hey, I threw in a bad interception on a screen pass that I should have thrown in the dirt for a touchdown. Our team's way behind. And then to be able to come back the next drive, instead of moping out there, dragging your head around and having a 3 and out. No, starts making good throws, making good plays, scrambles with his feet. It says a lot about that young man's character and his competitiveness to be able to compete like that.
So the Spartans to kick it away here. Tori Matthews back deep for the Flames. Mitchell Lewis back there with them as well. Again, they'll squib it. That one popped up and over one guy. Scooped up by Tori Matthews now. Full head of steam. Gets hit and dropped at the 36-yard line. Here was that last touchdown from the Spartans. 7 plays, 75 yards. And it took just under 2 minutes, so nicely done. Into the half drive there. Capped it off for that touchdown pass to the receiver Smith. Now we'll see what the Flames elect to do. Leading 38-10, minute to go. 1 timeout. Buckshot gonna pass it. Looking downfield, running out of time, gets away from the defender, slings it out to Frankie Hickson, who is in, fumbles it out of bounds. So the clock will stop as
Ball's thrown forward and out of bounds.
Oh, now the official says start the clock up again. Clock moving now, under 40 seconds to go.
They brought Frankie back in the game.
They did. Calvert going to pass it again. Has some time, now rolling out, sidearms it. JT Wood makes the catch. That's close to a first down for Liberty. And it looks like it'll be good enough with 26 seconds left before the half. Second catch of the day for JT Wood.
You know who we haven't seen? That is Coleman. Where's the receiver?
He's
Coleman
dinged up. I don't think he's out there today. Yeah, he's been a little bit dinged up.
I think he has a really bright future.
Yeah, that's a young guy who has shown us some stuff this year. Calvert loading up, delivering one down the middle of the field. Has a man, and he overshot it. DJ Stubbs streaking down the middle of the field, but couldn't connect.
Yeah, DJ Stubbs was wide open, got behind the coverage right there. It's interesting to see up 38 to 10 that the offensive coordinator Joe Daly, he's still in attack mode right now with 19 seconds left in the half. He's trying to take shots downfield and score touchdowns.
Yeah, Flames. You wondered with the score the way it was, would they just run out the clock?
Right.
Not so. Buckshot still slinging it. He's going to do it again. Hanging in the pocket. Fires, has Gandy Golden in the middle of the field. Gandy Golden cuts it up to the 30-yard line where he's hit and dropped. 10 seconds left. See if the Flames use a timeout here.
That's funny. Gandy Golden had so much space, I think, when he caught the ball, he looked around like, wait, where's everybody at?
Injury on the field as well. As that's Ricky Thomas Jr. down on the turf.
Man, look at the replay here. Gandy Golden.
Oh, yeah, he's like kind of hesitating, like, dude, just cut it up.
How much time's left? 10 seconds. Liberty have any timeouts left, Matt?
They have one timeout left.
One timeout left, so they may try to hit one more play here and bring their kicker on, try to kick a field goal.
The long, if you're wondering, for Aaron Pierre this year is 22 yards. He did kick one earlier today from 20.
What year is Pierre?
He is a sophomore.
Sophomore, okay, so he still has 2 years ahead of him, so it'd be good to see him get some experience.
I take that back, junior. He is a junior. He was a JUCO kid out of Sierra College. So Thomas is up and able to walk off under his own power. Now let's see, the Flames didn't use a timeout here, so the beauty of that was they got time to get on the same page.
Be quick.
Get the play in.
Snap it.
Yep, as soon as that whistle goes, so too will this offense. Here you go. Buckshot. Here comes some pressure. Standing in, firing far side of the field, slipping down, and not able to make the play was B.J. Farrell. Feet went out from under him as he tried to make his cut, come back to the football. And now just 4 seconds left. Right now it'd be a 47-yard field goal, and Liberty looks like they're going to attempt one.
Go. This is a 47-yard field. You should attempt the field. If you are a Division I college kicker, you got to be able to kick the ball 47 yards. So no question they should attempt the field goal right here.
We'll find out. The wind is kind of at his back, not straight at his back, angling a bit, but it may help him on this one. The left-footed kicker, Peart, out there. Gets his foot into it. It had enough leg.
Ooh, had the distance.
But didn't quite have the accuracy, and the Flames will have to settle for heading to the locker room with a 38-10 advantage. Liberty offense, an impressive display. The Liberty defense forcing turnovers, returning one to the house. All Flames here in the first half as they lead at 38-10. Much more coming up at halftime. You're watching college football on ESPN.
Nothing fires you up for game day like Zaxby's. The fresh made-to-order flavor always comes through with a win to make any tailgate one for the record books. Zaxby's, the official chicken of sports fans.
That gift will never leave the box, and this will never go back in.
He only just started that drama.
It's a splendid run by
but I just finished another thriller.
It's been a happy senior day so far for these Flames as they're on top 38-10. I'm sure their head coach Turner Gill is pleased as well as he's standing by with Bobby Bullock.
All right, Coach. Well, the scoreboard reflects how well you guys are doing on both sides of the ball. How do you keep that balance in the second?
Well, it's going to be a challenge for us. I hope we can go in here and I try to tell them do not look at the scoreboard, but I know they will. We got to go out here and execute. Ball game's not over. We won the first half. They can come back and do the same thing in the second half.
Coach, I know you want to leave here with a win, but I also know that for 17 of your guys, it's the last half of football they'll ever get to play. What's your message to the guys at the half?
Well, I guess don't get too excited. Still just keep playing within yourself and do the best you can, and then let God do the results.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck the second half. Matt.
Yeah, the Flames well on top right now. Bobby, call me Matt. What's going on? No, I'm just kidding. But, some miscues kind of got them to where they're at right now. A bit of an interception there that I'm sure their quarterback would like to have back. And then on special teams play, the Flames looking solid.
Yeah,
get after me. Go ahead. I call it specialty teams. You can feel free. You just give it to me.
Come on, it was the last game of the season. I thought you would have learned about it.
I know.
But that's okay. It's 3 turnovers. You can't beat anybody. You can't beat my kids' Little League team with 3 turnovers like this, especially the easy ones on the punt return and the kickoff return. Marcus Taylor, who's played a lot of, he's really, really talented. For him to make that mistake is unacceptable.
How good is your kids' Little League team is what I want to know.
They're really good. They're really good.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Are you the head coach?
Assistant coach.
Assistant coach, okay. So that's why.
That makes sense, Hey, let's talk about Frankie Hickson here a little bit. Just the season he has been so impressive. And I think what makes it even that much more amazing is the fact that his first game he only had 22 yards. His second game he had 4 total. So 26 yards coming into game 3 when Kentori Matthews got hurt, and then he took things over.
Yeah. Frankie is just a really good runner. We talked about it last week. Frankie runs north and south. He's able to make one cuts. He's also getting a lot of help from up front. Got to shout out the offensive line. But Frankie's able to find those little creases, make big gains.
Matt, thanks for segueing really into what I wanted to say. Really, as a big man, you can certainly appreciate this. I think Aaron Stam, offensive line coach, has done a terrific job with his guys up front. And Frankie Hickson in this backfield is really reaping the benefits.
And also, I think it's really important, he's actually grown stronger through the season, if that's even possible. I've seen him do moves today that he was not doing 5 games ago. So he's gotten stronger and actually quicker.
Well, hey, we're going to take a look at some of the new faces that you expect to make an impact next season. When we come back, stay with us. Flames on top, 38-10. Hey there, friends. Welcome back. We've been talking about the seniors a lot today and, the contribution that they've made to the program. But let's take a look at some new faces that over the next coming 3 years we think are going to make an impact for the Flames. The guys are going to have to fill the void. Start off here on the defensive line. And Austin Lewis, this guy might not have a sweet stash like Pat, but he's got some crazy hair. He's got the flow.
He's got almost a Rambo with a beard going. But Austin Lewis, he's 6'6", 230, just a stout freshman, going to put on a lot of muscle. Pat and I were in the weight training program under Bill Gillespie, and this dude knows how to put muscle on young guys. And Austin Lewis, first start against Army, had 8 tackles. Also, I think he had an unsportsmanlike penalty in that game, too, because he, freshman energy, freshman juice is flowing. But the guy is going to be a really good ball player. He can put his hand on the ground, get you a great pass rush upfield, or he can do it standing. Austin Lewis can do it all. He was a big get when he came in. I will never forget the day Matt Bevins told me, hey, we got a good guy, probably going to commit. We don't know. We're really hopeful. And then the next day they announced a commitment, and then you could see it on Twitter because all the rules changed. But Austin Lewis is a great defensive end, big guy, going to put on a lot of muscle in the next few years.
And he also has a half sack more than Juwan Wells as it stands right now, and seeing less snaps. So he's going to be special as well. Caleb Coleman, we've seen him through flashes. He's injured right now, but he looks like he has a little AGG in him.
So taking a look at the receivers, we really have Caleb Coleman coming in to replace B.J. Farah, who has had an incredibly productive career. Yeah. Damian King, though, may also not play next year. And as we saw on Twitter, Lionel McConnell announced that he will no longer be with the Flames. So to quote a former colleague of mine, Ron Burgundy, that escalated quickly. So the receiver position is really going to need we're going to need a step up from Caleb Coleman.
And Joshua Mack, the running back coming in from Maine. He's been here this season. But.
Yeah, they're going to be stacked at the offensive position. You're going to have a lot of different talent. And he's a running back who transferred from Maine, so he has 2 more years of eligibility. He actually led the FCS in 2017 in rushing with 1,300 or so yards. So I think a combination with him and Frankie Hickson is going to be scary.
Yeah, the Mack truck, I think, is going to be coming too. Hickson and Mack going to be a lot of fun to watch. Stay with us. Hey, we're going to take a look at what's going on in the FBS today. Big game in Oklahoma and Texas, Tech and Marshall as well. We'll get you caught up to date.
It's hard to stop a train.
Unless you need that.
No, I'm good.
Hey, glad you're hanging out with us here on a Saturday afternoon. The Flames on top, 38-10. Big day for them. Also a big day in the FBS. A lot of great games going on right now. We got Alabama and Georgia later tonight, but Virginia Tech, a big day for them. I'm kind of pointing at you here because you keep tabs on the Hokies.
And
the 41-20 win over Marshall.
You actually work for Virginia Tech. You should tell them that.
No, we're not saying
at home.
that's the side gig. That's the side hustle.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech came out today. Ryan Willis had a great game.
4 touchdowns.
I've seen a lot of Virginia Tech football this season. The offense has struggled. They're a very young team. Everyone's calling for coaches to be fired. This team is super young. Give them 2 years. They're going to be another top 10 team. Ryan Willis, 4 touchdowns, 312 through the air. He had a great game. Wasn't really expecting that from them, but it was a great turnout.
Speaking of 2 years from now, Liberty plays Virginia Tech in
Blacksburg.
2 years after that, in 2022, I believe Virginia Tech comes here.
Mm-hmm. Oklahoma, Kyler Murray gets it done for them. 3 touchdowns, 379 yards. So the number 5 seed looking to punch into that top 4, possibly. We'll see.
Lincoln Riley's done a terrific job, really, with Oklahoma, and it's been exciting to watch what seems to be a flag football team playing out there, putting up 40 and 50 and 60 points a game. But he's done a terrific job with Oklahoma. Excited to see if some chaos ensues tonight.
My prediction is Georgia loses big.
Okay.
Big. Oklahoma plays himself into a playoff game at number 4.
That's the question, though. What about Bama and Georgia? If Georgia only loses by like 10, do they stay in the top 4?
No, I think Oklahoma gets in that top 4. If Georgia loses by anything,
you got to win your conference championship.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to wait and see. That one going on later tonight. There's another shot. Buckshot. Getting that record breaker, and then a big one for Bollinger as well. We'll be back. Matt and Joe with a call when we return.
What's in your wallet?
Liberty leading 38-10 as we get set to start the second half. Take a look at the first half stats from this one. It was all Flames, really in all aspects of this ball game. Offense, defense, special teams. Liberty able to have some success as they have built a big lead. There we go. There's first half stats. Liberty, see what they were able to do on the ground in the first half, and you don't even take into account the pick 6, a couple of fumble recoveries. You see the 21 points off the turnovers there that really helped them push things to where they are now and take control of this one as they get set to start the second half here in just a moment.
Yeah, that's a great.
All right, Bobby standing by right now with Norfolk State head coach Latrell Scott. Bobby?
All right, Coach, you said it yourself that defensively the biggest thing you've got to do is stop the run. Liberty finding some success in that first half. How do you adjust?
Well, I mean, obviously we've got to tackle them. They did a good job running the ball inside. Even when we do get stops, we're not playing well enough on special teams with the turnovers, but we got to come back out and play much better against the run second half.
All right, Coach, the last half of football for your team this season, how do you preach to your kids finish on a good note for the rest of the season?
Well, we want them to play as hard as they can until the clock hits 0 out here and try to have a good time with it, put some points on the board, see if we can make this thing interesting.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck the second half, guys.
Thank you, Bobby. Well, that offense for the Spartans will get the ball first here to start the second half. So they'll have an opportunity to see if they can't make something happen. They've moved the ball at times today, and we've seen that. And so we've seen some bright spots from this offense as that one sails out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, really like that they moved the ball after throwing the interception for a touchdown. A really bad play, and then be able to come back out and move the ball down the field and score a touchdown before half was a positive for them.
So we'll see if they can find some consistency here in half number 2. We'll see for Liberty with the score the way it is, just how many guys get an opportunity that maybe we haven't seen a lot from this year as we progress deeper into this ball game.
Yeah, Love seeing the new faces out there.
Yeah, we heard the guys at the half talking about, the future and some playmakers to keep an eye out for as we move into next season. May get a glimpse of some of those guys here today. So Juwan Carter back out there. 12 of 20 on the ball game. Handoff not going anywhere. On first down. Good job by Devin Pearson, the big fella. I called him, before the season, I gave him a nickname. Didn't really catch on. The round mound of shutdown. Like a big fella in the middle. Just shut down the run. He's 6'1", 315. That run stuffer in the middle. I didn't tell you about that one.
What you're trying to do is you're telling me rat. You're going to go with rat. That's all you're going to. You got to give that to me, Matt. I like that. The round mound of shutdown.
That's on me.
I mean, that's a good name.
Norfolk State looks to throw it. That one broken up by guess who? Jeremy Peters. Intended for Chuma Awana, and Peters in there to knock it away. Peters is a guy, you talk about what the Liberty has coming back. He's going to be one of those guys you really miss going forward, because he has been fantastic and is just one of those guys just gets better every year.
That's right.
That's what you want to see. That's what you expect out of guys to progress. It doesn't always work that way. But Jeremy Peters has continued to get better and better throughout his career. Here's a Flame.
It's hard to find when you have cornerbacks. It's hard to find a corner that can do both things, and that's one, cover, but the other is have physicality and be able to tackle. And Jeremy Peters does both.
He sure does. They're going to test him once again. Goes up, and what a grab. Isaiah Winstead going up and plucking that one out of the air, using all of his 6'3" frame to make the catch over Peters.
Isaiah Winstead goes up high and gets the ball. See, this is the part of things that drives me crazy, Matt. When they had the ball down on the 3-yard line, Isaiah Winstead into the short side of the field, just throw the ball to him. We're trying to run pick routes and rub routes and this and that and all cute. Just throw the ball to your athlete. Let him go make a play.
So a first down now for Norfolk State. Handoff up the middle. Got Savage shooting through there for 3. Savage actually has a younger brother on the team as well, Brandon, a backup cornerback. So always cool when you see a couple of brothers get to play together on the same roster. Now, did you play with any of your brothers?
I did. My brother Jim and I, he was a senior when I was a freshman at the University of North Carolina, and we played a couple years together in the CFL with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I played safety, and I played receiver, and I would burn him in practice all over the field.
Yeah, I bet he might have a different story. Lofted deep down the middle of the field, and Marcus Taylor, just kind of like a center fielder, getting turned around a little bit. Didn't quite get a great read on that one.
Yeah, they've had some shots downfield to Marcus Taylor. He's gotten behind the coverage a few times and just haven't been able to connect on it.
For the Flames.
You see the explosiveness from Taylor. Coming off a game which he had 141 yards receiving against Morgan State.
Yeah, he's a human highlight reel. He's impressive. He really can make people miss. His yards after catch are really, really solid.
So another third down opportunity. Norfolk State 3 of 6 on third down today. Carter running out of time, pressured and dropped. Jawan Wells, the senior, in his final game as a Flame, gets there and throws him to the turf.
Good to see Jawan Wells get in there and get a sack. He was the one earlier in the game that got the unsportsmanlike penalty. So to stay out there and keep competing and come back in and get a sack is good for Jawan.
4 sacks now on the season for Jawan Wells. And he's been a guy, really the guy on that Liberty defense the last 2 or 3 years. And it'll force a punt now. Is that one another low line drive kick that'll check up and roll back to about the 45-yard line. So Liberty will get great field position on the short punt as they try to continue to extend what's already a 28-point lead.
Matt, when you, as a coach, after the season's over, you always step back and take a look at your team. And where do we do things very well and where are we poor? And when you look at Norfolk State, they have, and their coaches will address this, they have to make more of a commitment to run the football.
Yeah.
Because you get in a position where you got to drop back and throw it all the time. The only success you're going to have, the defensive ends, inside rush guys, they just pin their ears back.
Hand off up the middle. Hickson running. Able to pick up about 6 on first down as he continues to have himself a nice afternoon. He's closing in on 80 yards on the day.
I was surprised to see Frankie back out there in the second half after he got his 1,000 yards.
Frankie, Torrey Matthews, Frank Boyd have all taken carries today. Buckshot thrown to the sideline, caught by Gandy Golden. It's going to take more than one guy to get him down, and in the end, they just shove him out of bounds after a nice pickup.
And then on the flip side of things, you look at Liberty offensively, Matt, is to be able to have a 1,000-yard receiver. Well, why are you able to have a 1,000-yard receiver? Well, it sure helps having a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yep.
And so when you can run the football, it really opens up your passing game.
Flames have always talked about we want to be balanced. You've seen that this year. And there have been games where maybe throwing the ball, they didn't have a ton of success.
Right.
But the running game kind of picked up the slack.
That's exactly right.
And vice versa. And that's what you want from an offense. And good offenses are able to do that.
And you have to give Turner Gill credit for understanding the fact that if you want to transition into FBS football and play with the big guys.
Frankie Hickson taking it near side, rumbling for another Liberty first down.
Yeah, if you want to transition into FBS football and play with the big dogs, then you're not going to do it by being one-dimensional. You have to have a commitment to the running game, and then you have to have a commitment to the passing game, and to be able to spread the football around and do different things gives you an opportunity to be successful at a high level.
Galbert giving it to Hickson. He's got some room if he can get the edge. Couldn't quite do it. Good tackle out there. Got him to the ground, and that was Dale Craig making the play. Another positive pickup, though. 5 yards for Hickson, as now he's closing in on 100 yards on the day. They're going to get him out now, and for the first time today, we'll see Peyton Pickett.
There he is. There's Peyton.
Peyton didn't play in the first half. He's had himself a nice season as well, especially around the goal line. When you start getting down towards the end zone, Pickett's kind of that hammer that can finish off a drive.
Bruiser.
Another JUCO kid. Out of Trinity Valley Community College. They're going to give it to him, running to his right. Able to turn the corner and push out of bounds just inside the 11. So another first down for the Flames. Liberty just grinding it out.
Yeah, grinding it out, and to have the stable of, you start looking in the future, and we know we talked about this earlier, but to have the stable of running backs that Liberty's going to have, you go out and recruit some. Well, they already have some good players, but you go and recruit more offensive linemen. They could have a really potent rushing attack as the future comes about.
Liberty averaging 6.7 yards per carry today. That pass sails wide of Antonio Gandy Golden. Yeah, we talk all about these running backs, and we probably don't give enough credit to that offensive line. That's kind of the life of an offensive lineman, isn't it? You do all the dirty work, and then the little guy. My dad was an offensive lineman. He'd say, "We do all the dirty work, then the little guy goes and dances in the end zone when he gets in." Nobody remembers the lineman. But they have done a fantastic job this season, and Aaron Stam, the offensive line coach, gets a lot of credit for the work he does as well. That pass caught by Gandy Golden. Good job wrapping up, just hanging on for dear life. That was Bobby Price, the safety, coming up to make the play.
Matt, that caught me a little bit off guard right there.
What's that?
I mean, if you ask me what position your dad played in
He's
football,
a little different body type than
I was getting ready to say.
Yeah.
I would not have said offensive lineman. You threw me for a loop, right? Your dad was an offensive lineman?
Yep, center. Yep. Yeah, a little broader. Third down now for the Flames. 3rd and 12 after they lost 2 on that last completion. 4 wide receivers out. Hickson back in. They motion him out. Looking back, trying to set up a screen to the far side. The catch made, but they won't pick up nearly the yardage they need, as I believe that was Farrow making the catch. He gets back the 2 that they lost, but will bring up a 4th down. The field goal unit comes on.
You hate to see these drives. It doesn't really, especially in the coach's mind, it doesn't really matter what the score is. You don't play the score. You want to execute your offense. You want to be good in the red zone. So that got a little bit off kilter right there. Try to throw the out to Gandy Gold and then try to throw the tunnel screen to BJ. You want to be able to execute well when you get into that red zone.
So Aaron Peart in to attempt it. 1 of 2 on the day. That kick is up, and he missed it. So just hooked that thing. Ended up missing that one from 28 yards. So the Flames come up empty on their first drive. Norfolk State will take over when we return.
New NyQuil Severe with Vicks VapoCool, the vaporizing, nighttime coughing, aching, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Back at Williams Stadium, Liberty in control here midway through the third quarter. Norfolk State taking the football first down at the 20 on what has been a hazy, foggy day at the old stadium. Carter will play action, rolling out, looking downfield, lofting one, and caught. Caught and then tight roping the sideline for a few extra yards was Chuma Owana. Owana making his 5th catch of the day. Again, you see some of those weapons on the outside.
Chuma Owana, Isaiah Winstead, Jawan Carter. These guys are playmakers. And they need to keep grinding because they grind in the offseason, get bigger, get stronger, get faster, timing better, bright future.
When you see, it's not just skill, it's size at those receivers. Both of them 6'3", taking a shot downfield once again. That one falls short, looking for Winstead. He's being covered here by Malik Matthews.
Jawan Wells was rolling down on Jawan Carter. And what I really like about Jawan Carter is he stood in the pocket, took the shot, and still tried to deliver the ball downfield. Those are the little things coaches look at.
Yeah. Second and long now. Again, when you're this young, you're a starting quarterback as a sophomore. I feel like every experience, you're just adding one more thing kind of to your repertoire. You're kind of figuring things out as you go along. That throw, was that caught?
He caught
Goodness. That. Isaiah Winstead, he snagged that thing one-handed.
Now he's backing out of it. Hey, look at that, that right there. Like that.
Looking back at his teammates,
Yeah, he just backed out of it. He
caught
it.
That came from.
That was nothing. Watch it.
Look at this.
Stab it.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Put that on ESPN.
That was incredible.
Top 10.
That is a big-time play. What a snag.
And then he backed out of it.
Yeah.
Just casually dropped the ball down and just sort of set back. It's called, I think got a little swag right there. I like that.
So a first down catch with style as the Spartans move the sticks. Make the handoff. Now rolling back, looking back and running out of time. Hit and dropped. Big one. Jesse Lemonnier. They meet at the quarterback, and down goes Jawan Carter.
Got to give the credit to Liberty's secondary right there. They had Norfolk State Spartans had a really good design play. Ran a switch route, got into twins, sent the outside receiver up the seam, switched it with the inside guy on a wheel route, and the Flames secondary covered that really well, and there was nowhere to go for the ball with for Jawan Carter.
They're going to split that sack between Jawan Wells and Corbin Jackson, who was also there. So good senior day right now for Jawan Wells. Corbin Jackson also a senior.
That was a meet me at the quarterback play.
That's right. So a loss of 10. Carter fires towards the sideline. Catch made by Winstead, who's quickly wrapped up and dropped. Malik Matthews there in coverage.
Man, I can't say enough about this Jawan Carter. I really like this kid. He takes one. He's got 4 guys bearing down on him to get hit right in the mouth, and then turns around and throws a 15-yard out to the wide side of the field on a dime. That's just, I really like it.
Receiver downfield, number 5. Offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. 3rd down.
And you take a penalty like that.
Yeah, so that'll back him up, wipe that last catch off the board. They're heading the wrong direction now after the sack and the penalty.
I just really like, there's so many positive.
Second down.
So many positive things offensively for the Spartans.
But yeah, to your point, that's great, but if you can't establish any kind of run, it's going to be hard. I mean, you look at their last game against Morgan State, and the passing numbers over 450 passing yards for Carter, but they lose. 45-27, I think was the final on that one. 44-27. It's hard to be one-dimensional. Whoa, what a grab there. Nope, came out at the end. Looked like Aaron Savage had been able to snag it, as once again the pressure coming and getting to Jawan Carter.
Incomplete, 4 pass. 3rd down.
Yeah, no question. You have to be able to establish some type of running game in order to give yourself a chance to be able to throw the ball, because once you do become one-dimensional, you get blitz from different ways. You get, bring 4 guys, 5, 6, pin their ears back, and it can make a quarterback's life pretty miserable if the only thing you can do is throw the ball.
3rd and 22. See what kind of play you have for a situation like this. Carter going to roll out, buy himself some time, throwing down the middle of the field into traffic, and it's picked off. Picked off by Liberty. Jeremy Peters, a full head of steam, and drugged down inside the 30. The senior Jeremy Peters. He's been breaking them up all season long, but waits till senior day to get his first interception of the year.
Yeah, you talk about a kid who deserves it.
Just absolutely cut right in front of that one like he was the intended receiver. And this Liberty defense comes up big again.
There is no foul for a horse collar tackle.
Toilet.
Ooh, thank you for your time.
Bleep, bleep.
Well, the Flames force another turnover, their 4th of the day here. Look at Jeremy Peters at the end of this one. Got snagged around the shoulder pad. They ruled no horse collar on the play as he was drugged down. But Peters, the senior, you and I looked at each other. You said during the break, boy, he was looking for the end zone. He was giving everything to get there, and he's had some pick sixes in his career. But good job getting him to the ground.
The senior wanted to get to the end zone on his first pick. But that's great for him. He's had a great season and has been a great leader for Liberty football.
Flames hand it off. Kentori Matthews turning the corner, has some running room, and pushed out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Well, they've gotten Kentori involved in the running game a lot more today. They've got him involved even doing that a little bit more. Kind of the end-around look. And with his speed, it's tough to stop.
Yeah, a little jet sweep action right there. Actually, when you start putting the pencil and paper and drawing up how to block that, and that was textbook right there. So really nice play.
They're going to give him to him again, going the other direction now. The blocking is out there trying to get the corner. Did he get in? Yes. 3rd touchdown of the day for Kentori Matthews. The kid's making up for the time he lost with the injury.
No question. That's it. Ran the same play twice in a row. It's the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
First one to the left. They bring this one around to the right. The blocking out in front. Frankie Hickson, fullback Bollinger up there. Hickson didn't even have anybody to block.
Look at Bollinger. Look at Bollinger.
That kid's having a day.
Catching fade routes for touchdowns, blocking the edge. This guy's gonna have his strut on the town tonight.
Extra point is good. Liberty leading at 45-10. Great way for the Flames to finish the 2018 season.
Number 21st.
Flames lead it by 35. Not a lot to that last scoring drive for Liberty. 2 plays, a couple of runs by Kentori Matthews, and they punch it in for the score in just 29 seconds. Well, today is senior day for Liberty. 17 players being recognized by the Flames. And with more on one of those, David King, here's Bobby Bolick.
Yeah, Matt, senior linebacker and also team captain David King has a story he hopes his teammates, he said, will learn something from. David King, as you know, came here as a walk-on. But what fans may not know is that he started actually on the offensive side as a tight end before finding his home on the defense. Talking to David this week, he said, what I hope my teammates can take away from my career is that it doesn't matter where you start. If you set your mind to it and put the work and the preparation in, you can achieve anything you want in life. So, Matt, encouraging words, I think, for all of us to apply to all areas of our life.
Yeah, no doubt. And David King, a guy that's really respected on this team because of the work he puts in. Thoughtful kid, great interview. He's one of those guys that you ask a question to, really thinks about it, gives you a good answer, and this team has really looked up to him. Backing up at linebacker this year, maybe hasn't got as much playing time as he would like, but the bottom line is he's the ultimate team player, willing to do whatever the team needs to help them succeed.
One of the things you see as David King, as we look at him right now, David King, he has that C.
That's
on
right.
his jersey.
That says it all.
And that says it all because you're transitioning into FBS football, a Division I football player, and to be able to say who are the guys who are going to be the leaders. So when you see that C on the chest of these players, those are the guys that the coaches and the players each have so much respect for and have earned the right to be able to wear that C.
He was out on the field during that last possession, getting a breather right now as the Flames defense back out there, and they put together a great performance today as that catch made by Winstead wrapped up and eventually taken down. Took 3 Flames to get him to the turf with that completion. Juwan Carter now 16 of 29 on the ball game, but really the Flames doing a good job of, he may have completed a number of passes, but they've been a lot of short stuff, and they haven't allowed him to really complete a lot down the field.
They've had opportunities, they've been there, just haven't been quite able to connect. And then, from Norfolk State's point of view, the turnovers have been a deal breaker today.
3rd and 1 now for the Spartans. Hands off, England to the right and some room to run. Biggest running play of the day, and that's Cameron Brent taking the carry and getting up to midfield.
Yeah, I like how Cameron hit the hole right there. They were able to block that down, seal the defensive tackle down, and then Cameron really hit the hole with some speed.
Brent, one of 3 running backs that's gotten some carries this year. Came in averaging about 3.5 yards per attempt. Broke off a 16-yarder on that last carry. They're going to swing one out this time. The catch made, turning the corner and getting up to the 40 and close to another first down. Where tackled by Isaac Steele was Chuma Awana.
It is foggy out there.
I'm telling you, we keep kind of waiting for it to let up. Hasn't done it. It's not helped, though, I think, by every score. Liberty shoots off a few fireworks and kind of just adds to it. It's another layer.
I mean, we can have, there was a fog bowl one time, wasn't there?
Yeah, we probably can't claim that.
Get a research team. What was the fog bowl? I looked into the game. I think it was an NFL game.
Carter rolling out, room to run, turns it upfield across the 25, slides down at about the 24.5. So again, showing you his escapability and what a weapon that is when nothing's there down the field.
I'll tell you what, the crack staff, I ask about the fog bowl, and I mean, they're in my ear immediately. Philadelphia at Chicago, 1988, a.k.a. the Fog Bowl.
Remember it like yesterday.
88, senior year in high school.
Hand off, not much there, maybe a couple of yards on the carry. As that was Gerald Hewlett getting the opportunity.
Pearson right there, that's the round mount.
Round mount of shutdown.
The round mount.
I mean, I'm just throwing it. We can,
what year is Pearson?
Junior.
JUCO so we have another year at this thing, Matt?
Yep, JUCO kid.
Oh, it's done then. Your first mistake was put Rhett McGibbon on the case.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so Rhett, I got this. Okay, the round mound of shutdown is in the house.
35 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Another handoff, cutting it up, some room to run inside the 10 and drug down at the 5 by Solomon Ajayi. As Hewlett once again getting the carry, and the Spartans getting a little bit of something going on the ground here on this drive.
Yeah, no questions. Good to see him be able to run the football. But once again, now we get down into the red zone. Red zone offense, red zone defense. This is the stuff. Don't think for a second that these coaches aren't evaluating every kid, every piece of film to be able to see how they handle this.
I'll tell you this. They don't have to run a play here. One offensive lineman just left and started walking to the other end. I don't think they decided yet, but Justin Red said, I've had enough.
Yeah, enough's enough.
On to the fourth quarter. He was heading on down the other way. What a game for Kentori Matthews. 3 touchdowns for the senior, has the Flames on top big.
Liberty seniors look like they're going to be going out on top, and they're going to send the senior on her desk here out on top as well. DJ, quite possibly the last game that you're going to do with us, in the time being. Tell us what's going on in your life.
Oh, wow. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's do it real quick.
So I am running for office in the state of Virginia next year.
Okay.
The election is November 2019. And, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Virginia State House of Delegates, right?
Correct,
All
yeah.
right, DJ
District
Jordan,
31.
All right, hey, let's talk coaching carousel a little bit here in the FBS. Matt Wells goes to Texas Tech, coming from Utah State, and then Mac Brown back with UNC.
Yeah, Utah State's Coach Wells has had a lot of success with Utah State. They've been up and down, but he's created a winning program there. And Texas Tech is one of those programs that will never be the top echelon program in Texas. It's too far west in the middle of nowhere. But Cliff Kingsbury, Admiral exit there, and it's going to be interesting to see if he ends up with Mac Brown at UNC. And if he does, it'll be, if he's the offensive coordinator for Mac Brown at UNC, look out Coastal Division for the ACC, because they're going to be really good.
You guys have anything?
Yeah, I didn't really like that hire of Mike Brown.
Mac Brown, yeah.
With you. I think that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the game has changed so much. I know you want a manager of the program to try to bring it back, but I think
Joe Yock, I don't think, is going to be agreeing with you. He's a Mac Brown guy.
Well, and we'll get to that, here in just a moment as Hewlett punches it in for Norfolk State. But yeah, Joe, you're closely tied, being a UNC guy. Why are you a Mac Brown guy? Well,
here's
you have a connection to him, right?
Here's what I heard from DJ. First of all, I heard blah, 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 blah. Oh, look at that!
Look at you right there.
Number
on the
86,
right.
and your program, number 1 in your heart.
Yeah.
Right beside Mac. Look at those guys. Man, I love those guys. There's some great, the stories I could tell right now. What a great group of young men right there.
Yeah.
Oh, man, those were some good times. I
hope to get some good times back. And, by the way, Liberty will play North Carolina in the coming years, beginning in 2024 at UNC. So we'll see if he's still around by that point. But, Liberty having a series with him into the future. Is the extra point good? North Carolina also scheduled to come here to Lynchburg, Williams Stadium, in 2028.
Wow.
So, Joe,
down the road.
You and I will be ready to call that one,
we'll
I'm
call
sure.
It.
Yeah,
We'll call it.
Yeah, we shall see. But it's a ways off, but exciting certainly for, I know for you with your buddy getting the job again at Mac Brown, but exciting times also for Liberty, looking at that schedule and seeing who all's coming in the future.
Yeah, see, I really like the Mac Brown hire, honestly, man. The reason I do is because the people who are on the inside at North Carolina, the people who really know him, the ones who know what type of program that he built. We were 1-10 my first 2 years. He put a bunch of freshmen on the field and said, guys, go play. And we got better each year, and then this junior year, 6-4-1 with the tie against Georgia Tech, who won the national championship, 7-4 the following year, and then after that, it sort of took off. So Mac Brown knows how to build a program. Don't give me the 67-year-old. Guess what? Dick Vermeil was pretty old when he came back to coach, didn't he? And he took the Rams and won a Super Bowl. So Mac is a CEO. He's going to hire the right people. He's going to hire great offensive coordinator. He's going to hire great assistants, and they're going to go out and they're going to own the state of North Carolina in recruiting. Dave Dorn and then Bronco Menahall, and you got me going now. It's on. See, because DJ gets me fired up with all this.
We never should have gotten you going this way.
He's running for office. I'm not sure if he's getting my vote now. I was going to get when he first started. I'm like, I'll vote for DJ. Yeah, he's getting my vote now. And then I was like, cut. Nope. He's lost. DJ, be more politically correct. You got to get votes. You got votes to get.
This is what I get in text message form all week from Joe. Just so you all get a little peek behind the curtain here. This is what I experience all week long.
We have to talk about a little text exchange we had, Matt, coming up here pretty soon.
Kickoff away. Back to take it. I believe that's Peyton Pickett. As he cuts his way through the fog, has some room to run across the 30 and take it down just shy of the 35-yard line. So this Liberty offense coming back out on the field, leading 45-17. You wonder if we might get a Mason Cunningham sighting at some point, the backup quarterback, see if he'll get in there today. There's an injury on the field right now as a Spartan is down. Looks like that's Nigel Chavis, their talented linebacker.
Yeah, he's a good player. Hope he's okay. He looks like he's got a shoulder issue there, but he's a really good player.
He's able to make his way off, trying to shake that off a little bit. As Liberty set to take over at about 34-35-yard line.
Matt, have we seen Liberty's backup quarterback at all this year? I don't remember ever seeing him play. I'm surprised it's the fourth quarter.
He has attempted 6 passes.
Okay.
I'm trying to think back to, did he get in the...
Old Dominion game? I'm trying to remember. I'll see if I can track that down for you.
Yeah, just haven't seen much. Surprised to see Buckshot still playing in the fourth quarter.
Buckshot slings it out. The catch is made. And Gandy Golden will be wrapped. Look at him continue to fight. Looked like it's going to be a 2 or 3 yard loss. Ends up getting back to the line of scrimmage.
You a little bit surprised fourth quarter. Liberty has their star player still in the game. You know, you hate to risk an injury right now to somebody, and you know, this game in hand, I'd like to see some of these young guys get in here and get some reps.
Cunningham did play in that ODU game, completed 1 pass. And also played against New Mexico as well. A couple of attempts there, I'm being told. So he's gotten in a little bit. May get another opportunity today as Liberty also just trying to run this clock out. Finish off 2018 with a big win, get back to 500. 6 wins.
How many programs have won 6 games in the transition?
This
FBS?
would be the 9th in their first year as an FBS member, 9th ever. And, you know, I just think back to before the year, you know, I'd be sitting around my office, guys would come in and be like, all right, where are the wins? Let's look at the schedule. Where do you find the wins here? Yeah. Where are they going to come? Well, it hasn't all worked out quite the way people thought. Where some of the wins came, where, you know, some of the losses came. But in the end, you get to 6 wins, and that is quite an accomplishment for this Flames program.
No question. The win over Troy was pretty much that was their signature win for the season.
No doubt. That was one that no one, I think, outside of maybe that locker room gave them a whole lot of chance in. And hard-fought win. And remember that day is Kentori Matthews going to go over 100 yards. Now rushing on the day, and he may take it the distance. Just struck down inside the 20. JT Wahi with the touchdown-saving tackle as Matthews breaks off another big run.
You know, when you start looking at running backs, what's one of the first things you look for? It's called the word burst. And right there's the burst right there, being able to come through that hole and burst off down the middle of the field. A nice run by Kentori.
Play action now, looking downfield. Calvert throwing one for Farrow, couldn't hang on.
Buckshot trying to get Farrow that last touchdown his senior year. You know, Joe Daly sitting up in the booth right now trying to draw one up for BJ to have him go out in style.
Passes into the 82, BJ Farrow, incomplete.
Farrow in his career, 20 touchdowns, 5 this season. And off to Matthews. He's got 3 touchdowns today. Runs into a defender, taken down after a pickup of about 4.
You know, you look at BJ Farrow, Matt. He's a young man who I've had the opportunity to know for a long time, and his son my son and BJ grew up together. Went to high school, played high school football, basketball together. Really close friends, and to see BJ mature throughout his life and get to Liberty and get an education and have a great career. There's not a better young man that you can be happier for than what BJ Farrow has accomplished. And to see him here his senior year in his last game, it's pulling on my heartstrings a little bit, because he is as good a football player as he is. He's a better person.
Hand off to Matthews, room to run, sprinting for the goal line, and he's in. 4th touchdown of the day for Kentori Matthews. He's over 140 yards rushing. That's the way you finish out a career.
That's how you do it right there. He's getting into, see, you won't know this reference, Matt, because you're too young. But he's getting into Al Bundy territory right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you don't even know this show, Married with Children. Yeah, Al Bundy. You know, he scored 5 touchdowns one time, and that was his claim to fame.
Okay.
Kentori Matthews is moving close to Al Bundy territory right now.
Well, he's really been the reason we keep getting this new wave of fog and smoke rolling in. That's all due to Kentori Matthews. Easy on the fireworks, fellas. We can barely see the play. Liberty up 52-17.
Having a messy kitchen party.
Very funny, you guys.
Deal 'em, Frank.
Portal, starting at $149 for a limited time.
52-17, Liberty on top. We've been talking a lot about senior day. We're talking about senior wide receiver BJ Farrow. And with more on BJ, we check in once again with Bobby Bowling.
Yeah, Matt, BJ Farrell, one of the seniors being celebrated today. I asked him this week, what was the best moment you ever had in a Flames jersey? And he brought up the game against Coastal Carolina when he caught the touchdown his redshirt freshman season. He said, that was hands down the moment I'll never forget. But another part of that story that you may not know is that same weekend, Antonio, Gandy Golden was here visiting on his visit and stayed with BJ Farrell. AGG said he too remembers that touchdown, but what he remembers most about that weekend was that if he decided to go to Liberty, he knew he would have a friend on the team. AGG said that Saturday will be an emotional day for him because of how much BJ has impacted his journey here. So guys, like you said, BJ Farrell, not just a great football player, but such a great kid.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And Bobby, you look frigid down there. You look absolutely
She's layering
frozen.
up. She's got more layers on every time we see her.
Yeah, you look
Bobby,
cold. Yeah, well, that was then a big day for two reasons. Liberty got a great win, and you ended up locking up number 11, Antonio Gandy Golden. That was a win and a win for Liberty, and BJ Farrell's had a number of big...
Hey, and Matt,
yeah, go ahead, Bob.
May I mention, we are experiencing what the heaters are like down here. They are great, but I cannot feel my toes. So you guys are more than lucky to be in the booth. I hope you know. I'm just reminding you guys.
Well, at least you can see the field. We're having a hard time seeing through the fog and the smoke.
It's pretty cozy.
It is pretty cozy. I'd actually,
it was a little
hot. Yeah,
it's a little warm up here, Bobby. I mean, Matt, we talk about Bobby's toughness.
Yeah.
I mean, we may be the two softest guys around. It's bad. We're up here. She's freezing.
I'm not wearing that.
Yeah.
You can speak for yourself on that. Second and 9 now for Norfolk State. You talk about great catches, though, for Ferry, the one against Coastal Carolina. How about the game, though? We talked about earlier against Troy.
Yeah.
Huge win. Who makes the game-changing touchdown grab late in that one? BJ Farrell just out wrestling a defensive back. He's making grab in the back corner of the end zone. Another play that folks will remember for a long time that he made as he gets ready to move on from Liberty.
Yeah, you look back at BJ Farrell's career, and I track him all the way back through high school. Matt, he is one of the best 50-50 ball receivers I've ever seen. And he made that play in Troy and just ripped the ball out of the defensive back hands for the win.
Carter throwing it down the middle of the field, knocked away by Malik Matthews. So Norfolk State will be forced to punt it back to the Flames with 10:45 to go. All Liberty today. Mentioned that touchdown run earlier by Kentori Matthews. He now has 4 on the day. He becomes just the 7th Flame to ever have 4 rushing touchdowns in one ball game. The record for a Liberty player is 5. Kim Rayner in 1979 against Ferrum.
Rayner, nice.
Short punt takes a Norfolk State roll down inside the 20 and will roll itself all the way down to right at the 15-yard line. So good punt. Flames will get the ball back when we come back. Flames lead it big here in Lynchburg.
There he is.
Well, a big day for Liberty Athletics beyond just the football game here today. Basketball has a huge one coming up at 6 o'clock as they host Georgia State. A clash of great mid-majors here today. We'll have that one for you on ESPN+. Liberty coming off a great win against Navy the other night. They took it to them up in Annapolis, 76-58 the final there. Exciting freshman Darius McGee with a career-high 18 in that ball game. So Liberty hoping to continue their fantastic start to the season a little later this evening. Mason Cunningham has made an appearance, backup quarterback in there now for Liberty. Good to see him get some run. And then off to Frank Boyd there. Cunningham Jr. out of Shelbyville, Tennessee. Another give to Boyd. He continues to rumble forward for a Flames first down. Flames averaging, before that run, 7.9 yards per carry, Joe. You do that, you're going to win
a lot of games.
A lot of ball games.
I have one question, though, Matt.
What's that?
Who's on the call for that basketball game?
That would be yours truly. I got myself and Liberty Radio play-by-play guy Alan York are both. We've supposedly chartered a golf cart that is supposed to meet us outside the stadium here shortly. and drive us on down to the Vine Center. So we will see. As long as they do their job, we can do ours, or else we've got to just hoof it down one way or the other.
No, you'll get there.
It's downhill the whole way.
You'll get
so
that. They'll have you in the classiest golf cart. It's a wheels down golf cart. It's sponsored by Wheels Down on this.
Okay.
And you guys are the high rollers.
Yeah.
Matt, it was a little bit concerning about. You've told me that you've never called 2 games like that in one day. You called the football game, basketball game. And I sense a concern in your voice if you had the energy to be able to do this. And I know you're going to give me props right now for the pep talk I gave you in the office earlier.
No doubt. Yeah, you got me on track. I appreciate that.
Just got to get locked in, dialed in.
Yeah, we're getting there. So far, so good. We can finish out this last 9 minutes strong. We'll take it on down to the gym and hopefully have a good crowd there. Again, Georgia State, really good program. Made a couple NCAA tournaments the past 4 years. They thumped Georgia by more than 20 earlier this season. So good test for Liberty as they're off to a 6-1 start so far this year. So hopefully get a good crowd in the Vines for that one today. Yeah,
it'd be good to see sort of, they always look for state of the union, state of the program. And this Georgia State team, who, like you said, is a really good basketball team, comes in and give Liberty a good indication of sort of where they're at.
Measuring stick game. That pass completed. Ball may have come out there at the end as Brody Brum, the freshman wide receiver, made the catch.
Yeah, here we go. Now we're getting some of these freshmen in the game. See what they can do.
I believe that's the first reception in the career of young Mr. Brum. Out of Indiana. He gets a... Look at that.
They're
That's
happy
what you
for
love
him.
right there. That's what you love. The team getting behind a guy.
Been working all year, showing up to practice every day. He's in every meeting, doing all the unsung hero things, being on the scout team most likely, and then he shows up and gets a catch. That's why the upperclassmen, the stars, are very happy for a hard worker like Cody.
Aiden Alvis punts it away. Spiraling kick. Going to roll down inside the 30, and that's where Norfolk State will have it. Here with 7:33 left to go in this ball game. Flames just putting the finishing touches on their 6th win of the season.
Yeah, and Liberty racking up a bunch of points. They've had multiple games where they've scored 40 or more points. This game obviously 52. Really, where you see the struggles sometimes is Liberty defensively, to be able to stop some teams. So if they can get in the offseason some more and be able to come up with some more stops defensively, keep those points per game down.
Yeah, I believe it's their 6th game of 40 points or more this season. As Cameron Brent has another nice carry.
And that's all part of building a program. They build a program, they're strong offensively, and they've always shown glimpses defensively. They've shown great glimpses. I mean, you go back to that Troy game, and everybody's thinking, oh, Troy's going to score, 50 points on a Liberty defense, and Liberty shows up and holds them, I believe, some to like 16 points and wins the football game. So the ability is there. It's the consistency that they need.
Well, and we've talked about this as a little fly sweep there to Taylor. Come around the edge, he'll step out of bounds for a loss. When you're moving up in a level, you're moving up in a level of recruiting. And with that, you kind of start honing in on certain position groups where you say, this is going to be the backbone of what we need as we move up now and want to not just compete. They're thrilled to go 6-6 this year, but now you've done that.
Yeah.
Now it's all right. Now we want 8. Now we want to get 8 wins. Now we want to get to bowl games. Now we want to do bigger, better things, and you start building that core of what can take you to that next level.
And here's the bottom line. The bottom line, Matt, is you have to have the biggins.
Yeah.
The biggins are where it's at. The front 7, the defensive line, the linebackers, and the offensive line. You have to build the team. Just as they say, is you're a baseball guy, right?
Yep.
You got to be strong up the middle, right? You got to be strong up the middle. So you have to go out and you got to recruit. You got 8 defensive linemen that all can play. You see the great teams. They start rotating guys in and out. They're keeping them fresh. Offensive linemen that can move bodies. You get these kids. You get these recruits on this beautiful campus with these beautiful facilities, and be able to take them out, take them down to the Texas tea room and give as much as they can possibly. They don't need to go to the fancy restaurant.
No, okay.
They don't need to go fancy. They're down to the Texas tea room and eat your face off down there. That's how you recruit these young men.
Well, they are certainly trying to build that, and of course, signing day. They had an early signing day now as that pass completed to Winstead. They have the early signing day now, which I think is December 19th this year, if I'm not mistaken. So that just ramps everything up.
Yeah.
It used to be, the year you got a little time till February or whatever. Well, these coaches are in high-intensity recruit mode right now because we're just a couple of weeks away from a lot of people putting pen to paper, and you're trying to lock things down, the future of your program. You're trying to get them locked in right now.
Yeah, the early signing period. I mean, I've listened to the arguments both ways. There's some good things to it, and there's some bad things to it. But it does ramp up the time, that's for sure.
So that will be what these coaches, they've been focusing on here the last few weeks anyway, but especially, oh goodness! Jeremy Peters says, "You'll remember me in my senior day!"
Exclamation point.
Wow.
And that's his trademark. That's his trademark.
You're absolutely right.
He's a physical, tough kid. He's wearing the C on his chest for a reason also, especially defensively to be a defensive back, a cornerback that can be that physical. Boom, put it right on him.
He comes out of the ball game almost as if to say, I'm done here.
Yeah.
What more can I do?
My work here is complete.
Interception, huge hit. That's it, we're good. 2nd and 11 now for the Spartans. Clock continuing to run, under 4.5 to go in the ball game. Completion to Winstead. Flames do a good job rallying to the football to get him to the ground. Winstead now with 9 catches. He goes over 80 yards receiving on the ball game.
You know what Jeremy Peters, when I think of Jeremy Peters post-career?
Yeah.
I think he's the guy I want to bring back to give the team the pregame speech before they go out and play Syracuse.
Yeah, okay.
I can just see, he's a guy, you just see it in the way that he carries himself, that there's just a level of an intensity there that gets you ready and fired up and ready to play.
3rd and 6 now. Flames trying to get another defensive stop. Spartans just 5 of 11 on 3rd down today. Here comes some pressure up the middle. Hanging in there, delivering a strike, and it's knocked away. Good job fighting the football there. That was Bajor Wilson battling and finally knocking it to the turf.
Yeah, Bajor Wilson is only a junior. He'll be back next year, and he's played really well this season, so look forward to him having a good offseason and coming back and replacing a Peters type of kid that he can step into that leadership role.
Yeah, Bajor, I think Javon Scruggs, a true freshman that played a lot this year from Appomattox, will step in, you would imagine, to get a lot more playing time as that snap just sails up and over the head of the punter, gets to it, kicks it. To be honest with you, I can't even see the football through the fog. There it is, down inside the 20.
Good punt.
It was a good punt. Just like they drew it up, and they punted down inside the 20-yard line where Liberty will take over. This defense having a fantastic day, and the defensive back's a big part of that.
Below MSRP on most 2019 Buick Encore models when you finance through GM Financial. That's over $4,500 on this Encore Preferred.
Not only was it the regular season finale for Flames football, also Hall of Fame weekend here at Liberty University. And one member, former football player Rashad Jennings, the school's all-time leading touchdown scorer as far as rushing is concerned. He had 42 career rushing touchdowns for Liberty, went on to a good NFL career. Jaguars, Raiders, finished his career with the Giants, won Dancing with the Stars.
He's done it all.
Now he's doing some acting. I heard him talking about out in L.A. So he's gone on. He's doing just fine post-football. As Rashad, great ambassador for the school, comes back a lot throughout the year. So it's good to see him on campus once again, and has really done a fine job for himself, both athletically and just, one of those guys that he's just got it figured out. You don't have to worry about him post-football. He's a smart dude that just has a lot of interests, and great to have him back on campus, and congrats to him. Certainly one of 5 members being inducted into the Liberty Athletics Hall of Fame this weekend.
They say when somebody walks in a room, they have a smile that lights up a room. That's Rashad Jennings.
Yeah,
he really does. He's a great young man. He's done a lot with his life. And I remember playing pickup basketball against him one time when he was just a little pudgy junior in high school.
Look out, Frank Boyd with some room to run. He's across the 40-yard line, and Liberty continues to churn out the yardage on the ground. They're over now 300 yards rushing on the ball game.
That's a lot of yards.
Yeah. So they've gotten the job done. running the football. And again, as we pointed out, a lot of that, give credit to the offensive line. They're creating some big holes up front.
What year is Cunningham, Matt?
He's a junior.
Junior, okay, so he's same as Buckshot.
Handoff, Boyd again, cuts it up, picks up about 3 yards. You know, I'll tell you, looking forward, Liberty has a lot of reason to be excited, and you got to be excited if you're a fan looking at this 2019 schedule. I mean, you're starting at home with Syracuse coming to town. They were a top 20 team this year.
Let's get it on.
You get them in the building. Buffalo at home. That was a 10-win program. You know, we know New Mexico State.
Yep.
You go within a tough back portion of that schedule. 4 straight road games at Rutgers, UMass, BYU, and UVA before finishing up at home against New Mexico State. But, boy, you've got some big-time games coming up on the schedule, and none bigger than that opener.
Yeah,
Syracuse,
that's going to be a lot of fun.
We're talking with Liberty AD Ian McCaw here during the ball game. At your halftime, he stopped by, and he said, you know, Syracuse travels now.
Yeah.
They bring a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And so he, you know, and we all expect the Liberty fans to show up for that one, as that will be an exciting time, certainly, to kick off the 2019 season. And, you know, you can go on Liberty's website and look at the future schedules. They have like the next 3 or 4 years built out completely. A lot of big-time opponents on the schedule here in coming seasons.
Yeah, coming into this stadium.
Yeah, not just on the road now, not just going there, but coming into this stadium as well. And this, they hope, can build into just a great atmosphere and environment and a great home field advantage.
Yeah, no question.
As the Flames continue on into the FBS era.
With the sea of red against that bright orange. That's going to be a fun one to kick off the season with.
Frank Boyd takes it. Runs for a first down there on 4th and 1, and that will do it for this ball game. Liberty closes it out with an emphatic 52-17 win. They get to 6-6, now 13 straight years of a non-losing record for Liberty. So they check that mark as they continue on that tradition. And you get a look there at Turner Gill with this win. He now moves into a tie for second place for all-time wins as a Flames head coach, tied now with Danny Rocco with 47 career wins as the Flames head man. So certainly a great day for him as well, and for this whole program as they finish off their first year. You see him get doused with the Gatorade. Why not? First year of FBS football, and you get 6 wins. That's a successful campaign for Liberty to come out here and start things off that way.
Yeah, a lot of fun. It's been a fun year, Matt. I really appreciate you as a rookie broadcaster here, welcoming me into the booth and giving me a hard time. And it's been enjoyed a great year with you guys and the production crew and everybody along. So I just wanted to say a thank you to everybody.
Yeah, well, it's been a fun year all the way around. Certainly for this Flames program and for all of us that have been able to be a part of it. We appreciate you all tuning in all season long. Hope you enjoyed it. For Joe Yock, for Bobby Bullock down the sideline, I'm Matt Warner saying so long from Lynchburg, Virginia, where the final score is 52-17. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Flames win. We'll see you in 2019.